says, hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another game live from the Hive, Macomb, Mississippi. I am Southern D&D, and these are the natural ones. I want to thank you all for joining us again this evening for our weekly live. Just start your flashing game sign, yeah. Please don't flash any actual game signs.
I should open a portal.
So yeah, you got that to look forward to. Easy there, Dr. Strange. Easy there, Strange. Not the character, just our Strange. So thank you all for joining us this evening. As again, I am Southern D&D, and this is our weekly D&D 5th edition live play, coming to you live from the Hive here in Macomb, Mississippi. Unfortunately, if you notice, our dear elven cleric friend Sorndrin having to join us via the power of the internet, and Rakara will be joining us a little bit later.
I thought you were about to say, as you can see, our friend Sorndrin not here, close the laptop.
Yes. Sorndrin, as you have failed your last death save, you will now pass into oblivion.
Does that mean we burn the laptop?
I don't think
Only
that...
if you replace it. That's my gaming one.
I could replace it. I don't know if it...
Good idea.
Just give me one.
So, before we get into the introduction of the game, we have a few announcements, as we always do. First, again, we are located at the gaming store, The Hive, here in Macomb, Mississippi, playing in their amazing rentable role-playing room they have here. Great aesthetics of this place, lovely place to sit and play, amazing table, you've got miniatures and dice, everything that you would need to run your own game here. Thank you very much to The Hive for letting us, bring all this shenanigans and tomfoolery to you folks. Second of all, I'd like to also thank my sponsor, Reaper. An amazing company, maker of the fine products you see behind me on the wall here. And also, I've got a promo code. So until July the 8th, if you go to Reaper.com and purchase one of these amazing Meridus battle axes, if you, at purchase, input the code DND, all caps, 3 letters, DND, you will get $10 off the purchase price of these amazing tools.
A whole $10?
Yes, Jeff, a whole $10.
That sounds like a deal.
I will call.
That's more money than I have in my pocket right now.
But speaking of Seth,
What?
Are you saying I'm a part of the Screen Actors Guild? I am! So
thank you again to the guys at Reaper. Again, the promo code DNT at the time of purchase for the Meridus Battle Axe, $10 off. That is until July the 8th, so in a little over 4 days now, Mm-hmm. His term right now is like July the 3rd of 2022, so not much time left, folks, but still an amazing product. Look at all the amazing, wonderful items they have there for sale. Our next, as I look down on a piece of paper pretending I've written something down for announcements today.
it doesn't say anything.
What? Why is that? Why is there a squirrel over there? Hold on.
I doodle. So, our next announcement, I'm going to throw it to the Fleet Streak Geeks themselves. Seth and Jeff, take it away.
Hello, everybody. Yes, the next episode of the Fleet Street Geeks will be out tomorrow, Monday, the July 4th. And for Independence Day, it is The Gamers Darkness Rising.
You thought we were going to say Independence Day, didn't you?
Why would they think that?
I don't know. The title.
Anyway, so, but yes, that will be tomorrow. Should be up early in the morning because since I don't have work, I can get it edited quicker. But yeah, so that'll be available on all streaming podcast streaming platforms. And then next week.
Just announced it already.
Thor, Love and Thunder.
So we'll go see the new MCU film, and that will be out and about. So that'll be exciting because I know a lot of people are really excited about that. Me in particular, I'm very excited. Christian Bale, Chris Hemsworth, amazing. So that'll be next week, and then after that we'll go into our other of you guys suggesting, and we'll be picking things and from there. So
yeah, but I make a motion we just ixnay anything that our dear friend Montel has to put forward. Just
I haven't actually put anything forward, so.
Thank God.
Good, you've learned your lesson.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. They said no horror movies, so.
Well, no horror movies as of yet.
As of yes, trust me. We'll
Yeah,
have
well-
5 weeks of horror this October. So, but yeah, so that'll be there. Also, you know, we now have ads through this, so
We do have
we can
ads.
now make some money. So, you know, if you know, go stream it everywhere and you know, leave a review.
Give them money!
You know, just enjoy yourself. The money's the perk. I like money, but it's going really well so far. So.
Yes.
I mean, who you know accepts sponsorships and things? I mean, who does that?
What kind of hacks?
What kind of hacks? What kind of access?
Absolute chill.
All right. So
Cut to the chase.
who's Chase? All right. So with that, again, the amazing guys at Fleet Street Geeks. I love the Earls podcast. Cannot wait to see the next one. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my TikTok and my tablet. If you have any questions for us, please. We're about 2 hours. We'll take a little break for 15, 20 minutes. We'll take questions. We'll engage with everybody more. But as I saw a few people get just one person will be RPG. All right. So with that, as we now come back into, I'm sorry, first introductions for the new people joining us this evening. We will start with the man in the mirror himself. Sorndrin, kick us off with introductions.
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Derek, Funky Dark, in all of our Discords and other things. I am playing Sorndrin, our Drow cleric.
Hello, I am Seth. I'm at avatar.seth on TikTok. And I'm playing Greenwald Prism. No. I am playing
The fuck is this shit?
I'm playing Kieran Steadybrook, the Halfling Ranger Fighter.
I'm Michael. I'm playing Montel for at least today. Rogue Bard.
Thank you.
Or no, not Bard anymore. Warlock. It's been
We'll fix it
forever.
in post. We'll fix it in post.
No, we
Lost
won't.
his voice.
I'm back. I am playing Finriel, the Dracorn Ranger Druid.
Good.
They hugging trees now.
So, you went from dragons to trees?
Our
Oh,
But I am Jeff,
You're true.
and I am playing Grim Bram. At least that's what it says on my character sheet. I am a half-orc barbarian. Yeah.
Just
That.
Barb.
I am Ricky. I am playing Finnigan Tenderfoot, the halfling wizard / rogue.
And our missing party member, at least for a few minutes, is Rakara Karjan, the Emerald Dragonborn, Divine Soul Sorcerer, Fighter Subclass Samurai.
Pseudo paladin.
I was at
It's a
pseudo
pseudo
paladin.
And I am Matthew Mercer. No, I am Southern D&D.
I am Mercer, sir.
Southern D&D, a.k.a. Kenneth Moffat.
Where'd your hair go?
I was gonna say Matt Mercer only wishes he had as good of hair.
Thank you.
I'm trying to live another
Throw me
day.
under the bus.
That is not correct.
What time is it?
So, I am Southern D&D, a.k.a. Kenneth Moffat, and I am the Dungeon Master, the Weaver of Tales, and creator of the world where this game takes place. So, as we come back into the game after the party has leveled up and doing something that eventually every party should do in the game of Dungeons and Dragons, last game, you fought a dragon. Kind of.
Now only to fight a dungeon.
Well, to be, perfectly clear, they fought a dragon. I ran towards it. That was about it.
Yeah, you just got real big, real angry, and ran at it.
Yep, pretty much.
scared longingly for a while.
You scared it off.
So last time the assassination attempt finally came to fruition, but thankfully to the keen eyes of Rakara, of Finriel, and of Kieran, the would-be assassin managing to be stopped. Kieran literally shooting the arrow out of the sky. meant for the city marshal. However, upon attacking and confronting this assassin, they had at least the appearance of, hey, there's a Kara. Had the appearance. Did you just say long sleep?
Yeah.
Had the appearance of the character Alicia, the sister of Sorndrin, and a character that journeyed with the party for some time. However, as Mr. Kieran basically leapt toward this entity and began to attack them as they fell off the edge of the roof they were on, determined it was not in fact Alicia, but a changeling that had taken on the appearance of Sorndrin's sister. Slamming her into the ground, you brutally destroying them. As Montel and Sorndrin had stepped out from the dungeons to the utter panic and chaos of the council district. Sorndrin kind of pushed up into the throne and tried to push back. But Montel, through a stroke of luck, able to see a kind of blowing in the breeze, a familiar dark blue cloak of displacement that he knows so well and had given to Grim, under kind of blowing underneath the dais where the councilors had been moments before. Crawling into the dais underneath it, he finds a unconscious Grim that to all the world appears to be dead. Role played so very well by our dear friend Jeff. After several magical attempts, you finally manage to feel a heartbeat. Very, very slow, very sluggish, but the heartbeat was in fact there. Our one-man force of nature, Finnigan, rescuing the driver of the getaway carriage, plucking them from the very bay itself with Bigby's hand before carrying them back into the council district. You all met up underneath the dais, even Sorndrin pushing it back in as you were trying to figure out what was going on with Grim. Thankfully, some rolls were made, and it was determined that Grim was suffering from a concoction called Grave's Embrace, a medicine almost effect that mimics death in a way that puts your body in almost an active coma. But as this was happening, Finnigan made contact with Hemlock, who appeared to be in the middle of a fight of some kind. So Sorndrin and Finrail rushing off to find the alchemical components to rescue Grim, as the rest of them rushed into the council chamber and up only to see Gravis, the day commander of the city, attacking Hemlock, the city marshal unconscious on the ground, Hemlock beaten and battered. As all of you rushed and knocked him off, throwing him into the raised platforms of the council amphitheater, he stands to his feet laughing, calling you all fools and wishing that you could beat him, before saying that his wish was to have the form and power to kill you all. A strange card-like shape floating into the air before dissipating and changing his form into that of a large green dragon-type creature. In that moment, realizing that maybe that character Bravendil has not finished influencing your group after all. A fight ensued in which finally Finrail and Sorndrin managed to rush back. Sorndrin pouring the antidote into Grim's mouth as Finrail rushes off, giving Grim a one-of-a-kind wake-up call before Grim rushing off, downing a potion of growth to swell his already massive form. A battle ensued in which had the dragon managed to get its breath weapon back, there's a good chance a couple of you may not be sitting here. But unfortunately, in the battle, the dragon dealing a massive mortal wound, crushing the head of the city marshal, killing him utterly, before being slammed into the side by a rampaging emerald triceratops, the form that we love to see when our dear dragonborn takes out. The Rakaratops. Finally, Kieran mounting the top of this dragon, holding on to it, as Graf's new draconic form, flying it, hundreds of feet into the air, before a well-placed and well-timed shot by the master of dragons himself, Finrail, bringing down this creature. just as Finnigan had doored up to the back of the dragon, the body in free fall, the two halflings, well, one halfling legitimately freaking out. Finnigan basically hamming it up for effect. Before finally, within the last second, Finnigan stabbing his fingers, casting door, and Finnigan and Kieran appearing on the ground just as that massive body slammed down.
And like true badasses,
They did not look
behind.
Yep. We ended with Grim in his larger form picking up the dragon and Finriel. The strange arrow that they had used to end the fight, Grim noticed, you did notice that it was almost like it pulled the very blood out of their body through their pores. Your compatriot looking very pale, very, very,
Don't want to put a label on it yet.
Hemlock saying to all of you as Halifar, this entire thing to confirm his inauguration as a member of the council, the simple sentence confirming it. We cut now to the 7 of you making your way back toward
Point of inspiration, sir.
Thank you. Back toward the estate that had been gifted to you for uncovering the issue with Rimbor, which we still need a name for that, by the way. Someone keep calling it the former Rimbor estate. Or do we finally come up with a name for it?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Not really.
So yeah, something for the future.
Home.
Something for as you return home.
Yes.
Retcon slightly.
Okay.
Before we leave to go back,
Okay, so still within the council district.
or as we're
Yeah,
going
so-
back, Finnegan's going to say, "Oh shit," and then run back upstairs to the room, find the card, and then return back.
Okay. You do know that when he made the wish, that the card itself, it basically was destroyed.
Okay.
That was the last
I
use
do
of it.
remember that.
All right.
Yeah, that was the last
I
use
just
of that.
remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it occurred to me. I was like, we just left that son of a bitch up there.
While that one is one that does, while that is a card that does linger, it is still attuned and can only be accessed by the one who first drew it. And upon finishing it, it is just dispersed into the aether.
I'll have to find
Also,
the
there is
closest
a
thing of
Your roommate.
deck, right?
Oh, roommates. Yeah, that's cute. As long as the kitchen is not that fucking
Stupid
gross.
question. Do we know how many cards Bravadil found?
I don't know. Was that
I
ever?
think it was 3.
Yeah, he found 3.
But do we know?
Do they? I don't think those were
No.
discussed.
No.
No.
He was a very honest gentleman.
None of us ever asked.
He told them to.
He told them.
So there's one missing that we know
That you know, there's still one left out there somewhere.
of.
Okay.
Oh well.
So
That's for future us problems.
That's next
Yeah, that-
campaigns, people.
Yeah.
Throw us problems.
So probably us.
So with that, we come now into the game with all of you. Actually, a carriage having been procured. Though Grim, you are literally, only it's too small for you to ride on, so you're still walking behind, carrying this green dragon.
Is it all hard?
Just taking out people's gutters. And
Is it a hard top roof?
Yes, it is a hard.
Perfect. I'm back to my perch.
Actually, I feel like this is probably Montel. You're just kind of like laid out, like.
Oh yeah.
Montel.
Well, I'm
does
always
sneaky
like that.
act.
Just Montel and Finn both on the roof.
So you again told to return to your estate. Hemlock would be the council wanting to speak with you about the matters that have happened. Hemlock himself said that he would be by later, possibly tomorrow, to also speak to you, as they're currently going to begin a search of Gravisk's quarters and his office to see exactly how deep this corruption went and exactly what his plans were.
See.
just a point of a note previous.
Okay.
Hemlock was an asshole. So he could have told us about that alarm spell when we went into his office, and he didn't.
Did he not?
Did he know y'all were going? Was the real thing?
Yeah, because he told us not to get caught,
Um,
and then didn't tell us about the alarm spell.
Okay.
Yeah.
My next point is did anyone think to grab the ring from him? Okay.
No. He's
So, if he's close enough, he'll get any public-wide announcements.
Later.
So what are we doing with the dragon body?
Well, remember when you last
That's what we're
left,
doing.
there was in fact an ancient. It's called the dragon claws, and it says that whoever kills the beast, whoever,
Tim Allen is the Dragon Claw.
whoever kills the beast, that is, they are responsible for it. So you have a dead dragon corpse.
All I'm hearing is we have a body of money.
All I'm hearing is we have
Basically.
stakes.
Grim,
Well, we have
roll me a
six.
strength check.
Steak check.
Can I assist him?
We
with
do
that?
not have
Because I got
Grim.
a thing.
Ooh. That's not good.
Riccara is actually he's in your hands. Roll with advantage on.
Oh, okay.
So between the two of you, you're able to come in.
That was a little bit, but still only a 10.
Is this taking into
Are
account
you-
your
You're
large size?
Yeah, is that a D4?
I haven't. Yeah, D4. Where the D4 at? There it is.
Hey.
Another 4, so
Okay.
14.
Yeah, it's slow going, but between the two, you're able to keep carrying this this massive dragon. Occasionally, you're gonna have to reach him and push Finreal back on top to keep him from falling off.
Finn is not helping.
How long does that last for, by the way?
It lasted for
Like
3-4 hours.
Yeah.
So what was
And
your...
I don't remember what I.
Actually, I don't think you actually rolled for the
He did. I think he rolled a 3.
3.
Ah.
Oh, 3. Then you'll easily make it back to.
Yeah, so 3 hours? Yeah, we'll definitely be back.
Yeah, you'll make, because it only takes about an hour and a half to get from, even at this pace, to get from the council district to the wards to your home. So that means that you're a little bit too big to go in the front door, though.
Oh.
Come on, Grim.
Didn't they break our door?
Actually, yeah, your doors are currently smashed inwards, so it doesn't matter at that point. So yeah, as you enter through the front gates into your estate, Ricardo, roll me a perception check.
Oh God.
Can you give me guidance?
Can I give myself
I
a
don't have guidance.
No, you can't have guidance on this one.
Lovely. Hey, 16.
Also roll for Ren, and you roll for Severin.
Can I roll for Hootie?
No, Hootie
It's
is
the
not
dragons.
of origin.
We just all have.
Always happens. She gets
They're-
17.
We all have pets.
I mean, yeah, he's got Hootie,
You have-
Ricara
You have Don.
has Ren,
Yes, you do.
Finreal has Grim.
17.
Yeah.
Our keep shall be known as the Menagerie of Madness.
17%.
That actually works a little too
17
well.
for Grim.
So, Ricara, as you're kind of like carrying the back part of this dragon, you suddenly feel Ren a light from your chest and take off flying. You look to see her flying toward the large tree. Finreal, you kind of weakly look up to see Sev kind of poke his head up and begin slowly moving toward the tree as well, but you just keep back, Ricara, something is calling you, beckoning you. Like you get a sense of you kind of, it's almost like trying to get you to come to that tree.
I'll drop my end of the green dragon and
The one toe you were carrying.
He had the tail,
I get advantage with the cloak, so.
So Grim, you feel as you look back to see Ricara just kind of walk toward.
Ricard.
Everyone else looking over to watch Grim slowly getting crushed by a dragon. I'm sorry, you have
Take
lost
a
your
point for
boyfriend.
that.
Yay!
As the cart and
Wait, I'm
Grim
under the
continue
dragon,
up
you said.
the cobblestone, Ricara, you step onto the grass, and the closer you get to the tree, there's almost like a song, a very high pitched. It almost sounds like a. You ever heard if someone like wets their finger and like just around the edge of a crystal goblet or a crystal glass? It's what you hear, but it's not unpleasant. It's almost alluring. So as you approach the tree, you see Sev and Ren just kind of sitting there, swaying back and forth, staring at it. And you see the silver shrine of Bahamut above the talisman of the Order of the Five Heads. And between them, what was normally a small gem shard pushing out, it's now the size of your hand, and it's almost like something is trying to bulge out through the bark of the tree.
Okay.
There's a small split down the center of it. Underneath, you see more of this like clear gem color. As the light hits it, it seems to move. And roll me an investigation check.
That took too long. 17.
17. As you put your hand up to it, and begin kind of just feeling the raised edges and it's almost like whatever is beneath this bark is trying to grow, like it's trying to grow out. It feels very familiar to you. Like a raised portion that kind of narrows down. You feel ridges, and then you realize what it is. It's a similar visage to what you see in the mirror every morning. It's almost like somebody is trying to carve the top of a dragon's head out of this gem into the trunk of the tree. And as you're looking at it on 17, you see that the way the bark is, this thing is pushing out of this tree ever so slightly.
I would do this in real life. I think maybe Riccara might do this too. Could I try to harmonize or hum along to and see if that does anything?
Make me a okay. What skill do you think Riccara would find best suited to try to match the harmony?
It would just be
Do you want to call upon your arcane power in your blood, the religious power you feel toward Bahamut, your own charismatic? What sort of ability would you like to try to use?
I was just.
I was just.
Big dick energy.
Just something with charisma.
You want to try grill? Okay.
He's just.
All right. So you're just going to listen and physically begin to sing with it. All right. Roll me a performance check.
You got this. Agreed.
Wait, 9 plus.
Make the roll with advantage.
Oh.
I believe in you.
19 plus.
As you begin to.
Okay.
Here's the thing. People often.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. That's the thing. People often seem to forget that, the chromatic dragons and the metallic dragons are their own things. You're called a gem dragon for a reason. You don't just have the appearance of gemstone scales. There is actually almost a form of, you're almost like as a conduit for energy. That's why gem dragons deal mainly with like psychic energy and that kind of stuff. And as you sit there and begin to hum, you feel your whole body resonate as though it's just one large glass chamber. You hear beside you a higher pitch as Rin also joins in, and on the other side a lower as Sev kind of guttural more that chromatic begins to. The three form a beautiful harmony. That as you match, the sounds begin to mold and swirl together, and for a moment, in your mind's eye, you see what looks to be it's like a grand river flowing, and you watch where it ebbs, the song ebbs, where it crashes, the song crescendo, and you kind of sense that what you're seeing is a representation of this magic, this ancient song of the dragons. And as it builds, it finally just stops, all of you cutting off at an exact moment. In your mind, Riccara, you hear a voice. It's not familiar to you in any way. It speaks in draconic, and the timbre of it, the sound of the voice, it fills you with something. This strange energy as it speaks in draconic a single word. Hope. And with that, you see Sev and Ren just kind of come to their own senses and start moving back off toward the rest of the group, just leaving you standing there.
I'll just stand here and just stare at it and just think on that word and let people.
On the rolls you've made, you will notice that where this thing is pushing you out, it is exactly in the center between the talisman and the shrine.
Or thought it would.
Yeah.
It would be okay.
Okay. You're just going to just stand there for a few minutes and kind of meditate on what you've heard. All right. With that, we'll cut now to the other group as the draconic members of your party have just kind of moved up that large tree. Grim, you do know, you were told there is a large stable-like area back behind the house that may be kind of a place to deposit this. As the cart pulling Montel, Kieran, and Finnigan kind of moves to the top. Or Kieran, you actually helping him carry the dragon as well? Or?
I guess so, since Ricard's decided to fuck off.
So both of you roll your strength checks with advantage.
Oh, dear God.
What are you doing, Finnigan?
This much. This much.
Oh yeah, you're over there, direct
This
advantage. Stop.
27.
Ooh.
18.
18.
Or what? Pivot! Pivot! Pivot!
Grim don't know that word.
Turn!
What's perfect?
So
That's what you're doing. You're doing perfect.
you're able
Yay.
to you lay. Yeah, just Finriel's hand comes up, pats you in the back there. You're able to lay the body of the dragon down. The one, because it was killed by a singular arrow shot, not a lot of blood has leaked out, and you're pretty quickly to get it here. You see the damage you've done to this thing, the tear in the wings. From tip to tail, this thing's about 40 to 45 feet long. Probably at its shoulder stood a good 8-9 feet tall. So but Ricard, you would know by far, not the biggest of dragons in the world. Actually, a little bit smaller than some adult-sized dragons. You kind of get a sense that the wish spell could only do so much with this. Like if it were truly omnipotent, you would have been fighting an ancient dragon. But it seemed it was gauging more off of what Grass wanted and what he could do. Because the way that works is I determine how the actual wish plays out. So there's a whole big thing there. But anyway, Grim, as you just kind of drop it down, Kieran, you're just looking around like you drop the tail as well. What do y'all do?
So we gotta do something with this, otherwise it's gonna spoil.
What time is it?
He's got an idea.
Sorndrin's raising his hand and waving it around. What do you want to do?
General repose.
General Repose. Okay. You cast General Repose, Sorndrin on the body. The small amount of decay that has already set in, just being in the sun. Like actually, this part it was a cold. It's actually not even decay. But yeah, you feel that the whatever start of decay had already taken effect is now pushed out magically, and so the body has been and will be preserved.
Excellent. Now, might want to get off the floor, otherwise ants, you don't want ants. And this is how you get ants.
Roll perception for everyone who is standing in this kind of.
Oh, you can.
It's a combination of a stable and a barn.
Perception?
Yeah, perception.
Right.
Ooh. I got 21.
Okay.
All this is happening at the same time that they're
Correct. Like they've moved to the back. So. 23.
I think I like seeing all of the seeing every member who is dragon in general. leave.
Shut up.
I think I'm actually gonna stay up to the front just to see what they're doing.
So with who?
No, I'm just saying like where I can see the tree.
So you're watching. Okay, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So Finriel, as you're just kind of like you've been laying on the back of this dragon, you look up above you, and you see large like block and tackle type things, and you realize that at one point this had suspended probably a carriage or a cart or some sort of farming tool used to like keep a small garden here. While whatever it was holding is long since been sold off. The ropes and the tackle itself and the bindings, they look sturdy enough. On that, you think you could literally hoist this thing up into the air.
Hey. There.
Oh, good
We can
idea.
lift this up and we won't have to worry about
We
it.
got this.
Graham, on your perception check, you're easily able to find the 4 points that connect this thing. It's a system of you lower the front 2 and lower back 2.
Right, let's get this over with.
Alright, so, yeah, you lower these.
I'm going to get off.
Yes.
Yeah, you might want to. He was just stuck up there now.
Just
Finnigan, the entire time this is
nicely
happening,
here now.
you're over there going, okay. You're like, all right, so if the liver is here, then you're basically like kind of taxiderming this thing out in your mind. So you don't hear the sound of this conversation, of the sound of them attaching these bindings to the dragon. So I want you to roll me call this a wisdom check, as suddenly you're like, and the heart would be here as this large draconic body starts to lift and move upwards.
It's a natural one.
Finnigan,
Wait. You can
oh, you're a halfling. Yeah, you're a
Oh,
halfling.
you are halfway.
Could be
Yes.
bad. This is why you double tap.
That's a 12.
Okay, so as you're like, and the
And
heart
fireball.
is here, and as you touch it, you suddenly hear the groaning of the ropes pulling.
Huh?
Is this
Fireball!
See, I said it. No, right.
And you watch as the firebolt hits, kind of shaking, and then as it raises up and stops, you see Graham look down underneath at you. He's got ropes in his hand. That's when you look and see, oh.
Warning, perhaps?
We've been talking this whole time.
Nobody told me we're about to be hanging a dragon from a tree.
We,
But again,
oh,
Let's hang a dragon
shitty
from a
folk,
tree.
Seriously.
Thank you.
Seriously.
What'd you say, Sorndrin?
I said we all just said it. You just weren't listening.
I was doing important wizard things. Thank you very much.
You stupid
you're welcome very much.
We can,
city folk not knowing how to
communicate telepathically. Nobody even has to open a mouth. They just think it and, we get it.
So the dragon will be suspended about 8, the bottom, like its legs will be hanging about 3 to 4 feet off the ground. So yeah, he's basically, if whatever you do, this is within easy reach to do it.
Guys, we got a scarecrow now.
Survival +6, so I can be assisting with that for butchering.
You're gonna have to be in charge of that.
That's a 60
Okay.
amount of damage, by the way.
I'm
The bottom membrane of one of the wings is just gone.
I grew up on a farm. I did not do hunting and killing stuff. That was other people. You're gonna have to kind of show me what to do.
Could I have wandered back?
I do have a
At this
lot of
point.
experience with that.
Yeah.
So while this is happening in the back, this is the moment where the firebolt. That's the point where you just kind of come out of it. You hear, and then you just hear. You kind of look back and you hear the argument. We roll back to Montel, kind of having got off the cart and just kind of sitting down on the steps, looking at
Not helping with the chores.
Rikara.
I have a -1 to strength. I am not helping.
He's had a day. It's been a long
I
day.
died this morning.
Dude,
Thank you very
much. Growing up
much.
too.
So
My dad, I got a -1 to strength.
Montel, as you were sitting watching as Rikara steps up, you notice the 2 small dragons begin to kind of sway and move back and forth. You watch Rikara kind of reaches out and begins to inspect the tree. Roll me a perception check.
Carl's doing cool shit.
That is a natural 1.
Okay.
Oof.
He's trying to fuck that
Hey,
tree.
you can.
As you're
I
watching,
don't even think I have any inspiration.
yeah,
So.
as you're watching, you think you hear a song. As you're listening, you're like, okay, you hear a few voices, like you hear 3. But you can't make it out. Like it's like as you're trying to focus, almost like the wind just blowing you through the trees. You just kind of watch for about 30, 45 seconds before Rikara finally steps back, moving his hand from the tree. You see Ren and Sev kind of like shake something off before they turn and move. And as Rikara kind of looks at the tree and nods, behind you, you hear.
And we're back to reality.
back to reality.
Goes back. All right. So, Rikara, as that you take off to around the corner, you will, Montel, do you also want to go around, or where do you want to go?
What time of the day is it? It's about noon, right?
It's, yeah, like this all happened, like, because the
Cool, I'm going to start a pot of coffee for everyone.
As you walk through the wide open doors that were...
Home, sweet home. Like, I doubt anyone's ever going to try to rob us. We have too many different dragons around at any given point.
Excuse me, I'll make a note here. So, as you walk into the kitchen,
Nobody's going to bring us any welcome to the neighborhood pies or anything.
No trick-or-treaters at all.
No food
Good.
baskets, nothing.
I get to keep all my candy.
there's actually a holiday in my world called Hallows Crest, where it's a similar thing to trick-or-treating.
Yeah, I think last year we got stuck in an alternate dimension.
Yeah, that's what
Happy Hallows
That was
Crest!
Hallows Crest.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So,
That was terrifying. We met him.
so
Yeah. That was the most
Truly.
horrifying thing of all.
As Grim, you finish tying up the latches, locking the metal locks into place over the ropes and chains. Finrail, you've kind of fallen in like a crate, just kind of sit and relax on. Your strength slowly starting to return to you. Kieran, you're just kind of like looking at this thing like, I jumped on the back. Am I fucking insane? Or,
I could have died a better way this time.
Donnie, as was sitting there beside you, just kind of like.
Oh, there you are, Donnie. Jesus.
Donnie,
Whatever that
like,
is.
he was fucking insane.
This is the moment, Rikara, where you step into this shed, this stable barn, seeing the large green form of the dragon just kind of hanging from the rafters.
We got it.
So we're gonna cut this thing off?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure there's stuff we can use.
Would I be any way familiar with the anatomy of dragons being dragonborn? In Draconia?
My name is Rikara from Draconia.
Whatever you want to call it.
Here's the thing. We're gonna pull back the curtain for our viewing audience for a moment. We're in Mississippi, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so.
How many of you have actually ever went hunting and field dressed something?
Nope.
Yes.
Why would I do that? I got McDonald's.
Okay.
Yeah, they do.
All right. And now here's the thing. How many of you know the basic layout of, say, a white-tailed deer?
That never built dressed anything. I still know the basic layout.
Yeah.
Everything's in the middle.
Yeah. It's the same thing. Even if you never went and gutted a large green dragon, Rikara, just overhearing, especially like in school and just seeing various books, you would know the anatomy of any dragon.
That blood is going to
Rikara's not thinking. He's thinking that. He's also thinking whatever the magic behind the dragon's breath and that thing. And
That's the thing. Okay, so
whatever magic properties.
a dragon's breath. Now you would know a dragon's breath in itself is not magical. The larger metallic dragons, there is an element of magic to their breath, but for the chromatics especially, it is a natural thing that happens within their body. There are several glands that work together to make certain chemicals that, when mixed and exhaled, produce the effects. So this one, you would know that there are 4 glands that actually produce for a toxic material that, when inhaled and then exhaled, produce a poisonous plume. I mean, you also know that the meat of a green dragon, because it has to be immune to these toxins, is not fit to be eaten.
No steaks. Sorry.
No steaks? The fuck? Look at how big this thing is.
It's right now when I come out with just hand him a cup of coffee and only him a cup of coffee.
Is it one of those cups? Is it one of that cups?
No.
Okay.
He's the only one who's also addicted to coffee.
Gotcha.
So wait, you're telling me that we have this, like, at least a couple of tons creature, and you can't use any of the meat?
Got all the muscle. Yeah.
Would
Got all the
purifying
bone.
magic work?
But the meat!
Sorry.
That's exactly what I was about to say
Because I
too.
have that.
God, that's a
Purified food and
shit
drink,
ton of
yeah.
meat that we're just throwing away.
A dragon's resistance to magic is in its scale. So if you were to flay the scales and skin off, and it would take, you would have to go bit by bit to basically make sure that all the toxins and the impurities are out of this. It is possible. It just takes a very, very long time.
Okay, Ricard, so we can't have mistakes out of this thing. What can we do with the flesh? I know you just told me about the skin thing, but that's a lot of meat that we're just throwing away.
Hey, Greg.
It's not. Oh no.
Yeah?
Don't see me.
How about this? I have some idea that'll make up for you not getting any of the meat.
I'm
I
not
just
even
need your
caring about
efforts.
that. It's just going to be stuff that's going to be stinking up the place.
We'll have to draw it. It'll be over
We can use it as bait and go fishing.
Car, roll me a nature check.
Can I roll a nature check with this?
What?
As well.
What I'm also thinking is there any way to make a weapon like Kieran's bow? Because Kieran's bow came from a dragon bow.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
we had a dragon.
Okay,
So
that's
any
fair, that's fair.
bow, swords,
All right,
anything like that.
So go. Okay, so in that case, roll me either. Call this a survival. Roll me survival.
So like,
Can I be a
fishing with the
Yes,
dragon.
yes.
That's
Do-
my
do-
thing.
do-
Catfish are gonna be like, oh, my natural
I
prey.
have +6.
A
Do
dragon.
you want to roll?
Tasty.
Do you want to just roll
Can I
two?
just-
or-
Yeah, you can let Faeterra, you can let them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, go ahead. I
Are you
want you to
fishing for catfish?
roll me nature for something else. By the
Let
way,
me-
for something.
17?
There's always
Okay,
a
roll me
With
17.
advantage.
Do I have
Okay.
advantage?
Yeah, with help, you have advantage.
Would we?
Can I make a nature check due to a conversation that we're having? Okay, cool.
What?
Whoa!
Nat 20.
Wow. That's
Okay.
the conversation I wanted to be part of.
Alright, so that's a 9.
Okay, so Ricard, here upon hearing Friend go, we can take this as meat, yada yada yada. You're like, wait, I know that. You know the type of creatures that the sin, not yet, like basic sharks and stuff. The sin of blood, but there are things in this world that hunt dragons. There are some that live in the depths of the ocean. And there are a couple of those creatures you don't want anywhere near Port Blaven. A natural 20, you get in your studies, you remember a scene of a mass of power, of tentacles rising out of the ocean, laying waste to a dragon's cave. You're pretty sure if this is a creature of legend that maybe two of exist in this world. If this is an actual, but the Kraken does exist. And you know if that thing somehow makes its way to Port Blaven, it would take the entirety of Wildweir itself just to push it back. You have heard of ancient dragons tying up with a Kraken and losing.
I will let the group know this. And
Yeah.
even minor.
So as you're standing there like, why would they? No, okay. As now we cut to the conversation.
Horrible.
The conversation happening here. What's going on?
Finnigan, we could take this out and hunt the
all your
kraken.
bullets to their Make sure not dead.
There's some spell components from a Kraken I could use.
I think we can do this, guys. We're gonna use
this
this
is the
dragon.
conversation
We're
I'm
gonna use this
watching,
dragon,
like-
and we're gonna hunt a kraken.
No.
We're gonna.
We'll get a big net.
All right, that's one no.
Rin votes no.
Does Ring get a vote?
Yes.
Because then Donnie gets a vote. Donnie,
No!
Hootie!
don't get a vote. Hunting kraken, yay or nay?
You should know.
Who said no?
You should know.
So you can say you're your own person.
Tell you what, Finn says yes, but far in the future.
How far in the future? I don't know what that means.
Montel's like, on a scale of us being power level 1 to 20.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance in the future
Montel.
I would like to.
When I'm not around, I don't want to die again.
I heard yes.
You know what's
Yes,
funny?
yes, yes,
Out of
yes.
game.
No, right now.
Hootie says
Later
yes because I
maybe.
told Hootie to say yes.
Yeah, but I think we got one.
Good.
So
At least, or at least it's tight. We'll put that on the back burner.
So it's funny you guys are doing this. I actually just picked up the Kraken WizKids Mini to paint. I was gonna do like a multi-painting thing for my live stream on Thursday.
Sorndrin, yay or nay to hunting a kraken?
Mama, is this my circuit? These are mama. No.
All right. We'll put that on the back burner.
Here's the thing. I'll give you the greatest story, and I think
We'll save it.
Sorndrin will know this story. The greatest thing I've ever heard involving a Kraken was this group of my players in another game. They were being con artists, and they were selling Kraken's milk. And as they were discussing it, one of them looks at this like Lord Magistrate and goes, "Have you ever milked a Kraken, lad?" We just lost it.
Why does that feel like something Montel would try to pull?
You might
It
later.
is.
You might
At
later.
this time of the morning?
Oh, so you want to pass the light?
All right. So now we focus back up here after that.
What time is it?
Those are the
Well,
flags.
12. That's all that happened relatively
It's in the
quick.
morning?
Yeah.
Jeez.
We haven't slept.
They just stopped serving breakfast at
A big
Oh,
conference.
wait, no.
at Big
Oh.
Dragons.
Question from our roof, can we see
The Gray Oak.
Gray Oak.
You cannot. So from where? Okay. So
Sad.
You have
Looks
said
like
that
you have a game.
from
I was
the
like,
rooftop to the tavern.
an arrow. Yes.
Yes, you did say that. So I don't know
You
what that
had-
meant.
it's kind of.
Oh, okay. My bad.
It's not a matter of distance. It's just a matter of there are other buildings in the way.
I mostly just want to see if there are still people going there for the free alcohol I called for earlier.
You know what? Roll me a perception, Montel. Let's see how pissed off.
God, you've
Let's see
ruined
how
his
pissed-
economy.
That is a 24.
Montel, as you finish and you kind of walk back, you start, as you make your way back up to the
My room.
your room. Suddenly in the distance, you hear, "I'm gonna fucking kill him!"
Okay, now's the perfect time to change my name, change my haircut, everything. I have now become a con artist. Let's leave.
Now you'll become a con artist.
Now I've become a con artist. I wasn't a con artist. I was a legitimate man. I
Now,
told everybody
here's
what
my
I'm
next
selling.
question.
Yes.
People actually just stay and buy drinks. That's also the dimensional one. So no.
No. Wait. Here's a better question. Do people tell him a pink-haired man or a brown-haired man? Because I prestidigitation myself, so I look
That's fair.
different.
What do they know?
They say Montel said this.
All they know is that they heard somebody yell out, "Free drinks at the Gray Oak Tavern."
I'm cleared.
All right.
Cleared.
So,
Nobody knows.
okay. So with that, we come back into the with Montel up in his room. The rest of you're going to try to
Yeah, let's try and skin it.
Okay.
And maybe
Being
demote it.
very careful with materials that can be used for weapons and armor and magical
All right.
wizard stuff.
I will say the best ones for this will be the two Rangers and Rikara, just because you, from the aspect of culture, of history, and then you two just from being sportsmen and being able to field dress animals in the wild.
If I'm using freezing rain, does the ice abilities of it do anything to help preserve anything? It's on ice. It's on ice. Put it in a bag.
Essentially, yeah, like as you'll be able to like almost like flash, flash freeze, flash cauterize. So you'll be able to like stop all the blood from dripping out. It would almost freeze it as it passes through. Well, what'd you say, Sorndrin?
The three people killed into detection poison on all three of them just in case.
Okay.
Don't worry, got them, Mr. Roboto.
So,
Protection poison.
Good.
Alright, so what are we doing?
all right, with that, the three of you will roll either survival or nature checks with advantage.
Okay.
I roll two.
You can roll two, yeah,
Can I, with advantage?
with advantage.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
And Ricard, yours will be less actually hands-on. You're like, okay, so this is where that line folds through here, that kind of stuff.
22.
2,
12.
12.
Useless survival or nature?
Survival or nature, yeah, whichever one.
14 for survival.
14, okay.
The Draconic is the professional.
I mean, you're the one that killed it.
I just start making holes and I put on my fingers and I'm like, trying to like plug it up.
Montel
This
comes
is
back
fine,
out.
I'm doing
with his-
alright.
Stretching the scales.
Montel just comes out and starts handing people cups of coffee.
Okay.
I'm kind of preoccupied Montel, but I appreciate the effort.
Donnie walks over and takes the coffee on his head, just like stands next to you.
Donnie, would
That's
you like
adorable,
a cup?
but that's not going to do anything.
Donnie, would you like a cup of coffee as well?
He bites him.
He dips at you.
I was trying to be nice.
All right, so on those rolls.
I look over towards the drinks, considering.
I want to know where near you.
All right. You will be able to collect. I'm going to write all this down. You will get 24 teeth.
Look, I'm not.
Would you like for me to write it for you?
Yes.
22, 24.
24 teeth.
24 teeth.
Here, I will write it for you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm struggling.
You will get on that roll. You'll get 10 claws. The other ones were just destroyed and damaged beyond recovery.
Maybe that's half.
You will
1/4. 10?
One each spawn.
Yeah, 5 on each.
I forget.
It's more like 4 than like a what's
Oh, yeah,
called
like
dew
I said,
claw
yeah.
or
I don't know.
claw.
It's like a cat.
Yeah.
It's still a claw.
Is it no?
It's enough of a claw.
Okay,
It can be a dagger.
So claws.
Anyway.
You'll get.
Two dew claws.
Okay, so if you want the meat, there is going to be 2 tons of usable, salvageable meat.
We're eating well today, boys.
I mean, if I spend the time purifying it, it can be donated or something.
Yeah.
You ever have fried
so-
a dragon there? Very good there.
By the way, this creature was about 4 tons total. Then you're going to have roughly another 800 pounds of bones. Now,
I can carry all of it.
Scales.
scales. You will have scales and skin. It's going to be. I'm trying to put this down in my head because I'm just So it's so I'm trying to separate these out. You're going to have about 120 pounds of like scales, and then about 30 feet of usable hide. Now, this one is a separate roll to try to safely remove the poison sacs, the breath glands. This is just one person whoever wants to make that roll.
I think you have the best chance for survival. You have a +6 to
Also,
survival.
Bakar, you do know there, and it's Finnigan as well, there is a market for draconic like bits, but it's not one that you just walk into your local apothecary and sell. You have to find certain places to trade and sell for it.
Can you
I
guys
probably
give
know
her
someone.
Advantage, or
give
is
her-
it just
give her
Yes, you take
advantage,
advantage,
or-
22?
22. On a 22. 25 was the DC to get all 4 of them. 22 will give you 3. That last one, just as you go to see, it actually has kind of been dripping out. That's where the arrow went through on its way out.
That's 3.
That's 3 of the breath glands.
Okay.
And as you actually kind of reach the look at the punctured one, as you kind of press on, you see it's less of a gas and more of a almost like a fine powder that it mixes with his saliva, and then on the exhale, this forces this toxic gas out.
Well, we have 3 of them.
By the way, with red dragons, it's a biological form of napalm. They inhale, and then as they breathe out in contact with the air, it. White dragons is basically a form of like a freon. When they inhale in contact with the air, it's super chilled, that kind of stuff. Metallics are different because Bahamut.
I actually have a question.
Yes.
How much of the wing hide is used?
Okay, well, the
membrane.
membrane. All right. So there is a total of 20 feet squared from the membrane. It's in large strips. Actually, I'm sorry, 15 feet. There's 15 feet. He burned the fireball.
Yeah.
15-foot square membrane. And it's basically looks like large strips. And stuff.
Yeah. Because that's tough enough to actually be useful.
You make me an insight check, Montel.
Oh,
with
no.
advantage.
Still, oh no.
It's not an insight currently.
That's an 8.
That's an 8. Though you do not know off the top of your head where to sell this, you've moved in enough circles and you've seen enough parts be passed back and forth. The body as it sat, before it was pulled apart and taxidermied, would probably drawn you about 30,000 gold pieces. If you partitioned off the organs and everything, such as a sit here, you could get closer to 60,000.
So, what organs does anyone actually need from this dragon? This is an important question, because we still have a building to fix.
You've spent a lot of money. So I don't know if you want to.
You don't know that though, so anyway.
The liver, the heart, the stomach, and the glands are going to be the most important pieces
For like a
as far as the organs goes.
I did talk to Sorndrin out of game, maybe in game possibly,
Yeah.
about after everything, any leftovers be buried or burned and then buried by the tree.
Gotcha. Okay. There are a few pieces you cannot sell. They're either too mangled, too dangerous, and that's going to constitute that other 200 pounds of just miscellaneous flesh, muscle, tissue. That would have to be buried, burned, just like stuff.
Any dragon bones that are broken, chipped, damaged, I could still probably sell.
Roll me perception. Let me see. Roll me perception.
Perception?
Because it fell. It may have shattered some things.
That's an 11.
On an 11, tell you what, there is one of the femurs, that smaller, slender part. While the upper half of it was shattered on impact, there's about a 3 foot. Actually, sorry, be about a little over a 2 foot piece of that's still intact. As opposed to everything else is still intact. It's just a lot larger and harder to move.
Yeah, because I need something I can get moved. Cool.
Can I have that part actually?
I was going to make a sword out of it.
We know people that can do stuff with this.
Yeah, that was kind of the point. It's already the perfect size for a sword. It just
Grim,
needs to be shaped.
you do know that the axe you carry
Yeah.
is actually made from that first rotator.
By the time they whittled it down,
Well, it's going to be closer to like basically more of a long dagger, short sword. Okay. I'm the one who pulled it out. Pull your own part out.
Then he gets his big piece of motherfucking hand and grab the biggest rib bone he can find.
Roll me a strength check.
Going in.
Yeah, that's it. While this is going on, Karen, you're in second. Okay, so this you're like finished.
What part are you wanting? Okay, it's right here. Don't kill me.
The
17.
wishbone with Digby's hand.
Actually, yeah, that's it. On a 17.
The wishbone?
You pull the wishbone.
Happy birthday.
I'll take that.
Okay. The wishbone. So by the way, when it sets down, you're actually you got to duck a little bit, but you can actually get in between the curve of the wish. You're spawning up it. It's about 3.5, 4 feet. So you're just spawning to kind of like stoop down and get underneath it. But you have the wishbone. All right. Anything else?
It's going to be a halfling-sized portal wherever the fuck we want to go.
What time of day is it now? After all
This is probably going to take an hour and a half to 2 hours. So you're getting into the like mid to early afternoon time.
And sometimes in between there, Grim goes back.
Yeah. Roll me a luck roll, Grim.
Sure. That's That's a 3.
So, Grim, about the time that you're like, all right, I'll pull the wing out, you grab the wing and you're just like,
Got out.
So yeah, you're like, that'll help.
I look at him knowing I cannot help.
So
I got
this is
you.
what-
I got you. Jump.
So this is what curing feels like.
So yeah, you return.
And walks
No
away.
damage. You're able to push the
Explain.
All right, so with that, you return to normal size. Yeah, you are able to dress and take apart this dragon with a little bit of ease. Nobody thinking that at one point this was a human male.
Oh, that's on my mind. I don't know
I
very much.
had no idea.
Don't give him.
Dear God, this was a man! I would like to point out,
I had no idea.
he tried to kill us first. I feel no sympathy.
Okay.
I was not in the room, and he may have been a dragon polymorphed as a human the whole time.
That's the line we tell
Was he
everyone.
always a dragon?
I just saw a
Was this something
dragon
special?
pop out there somewhere.
Yes, he was always a dragon.
That's amazing.
That is.
In his
He-
heart.
In his heart?
Yeah, he kept hitting so
It
well.
was the last one.
For now.
You say this staring at a dragonborn.
You're different. You're different.
He's small.
Huh?
Different how?
Come on, a dragonborn.
And
That's
dragon
a dragon.
nature.
But I was born a dragon.
This is what you look like.
You were born a dragonborn.
He wasn't.
He was born. Exactly. You're different.
No.
He was born a dragon.
What was your argument? You're different. No, we're not. We're different. Explain yourself.
I just enjoy making you red in the face.
I'm gonna make you just a pot of coffee and just hand you the pot when we get inside, okay?
All right.
I
Well,
appreciate that.
Are there any other plans
Good
today
catch.
for anything?
Slingshot.
And Montel's over here just like,
It's a big
What
piece of
if I
hand
said-
inside a slingshot.
Dear God,
too much like me now.
you could lunch me at things.
Yeah, try it now.
What?
I'd like to point out, you were
Put me down.
showing
Put me
signs.
down.
Montel squat, pour a cup of coffee, drink spot.
Would you actually do that?
Hands.
We'll call that one the grand
Not
finale.
today.
Okay. All right. So you do know that the original plan after the inauguration of Halford, there was to be a large citywide celebration, though you're pretty sure now that's kind of been nixed.
Why? There's so many things to celebrate.
Why? Everyone's already at the Grey Oak.
We killed the dragon.
Everyone's there? What
Should
are they
be.
doing there?
Purifying meat.
All right.
Coffee in one hand,
Coffee,
purifying.
coffee in one hand and purifying with the
Gotcha.
not messed up hand.
Good.
You need assistance with that, or can she do that over?
He can do it. Yeah, it's just going to take
It's
time.
a spell.
I mean, I could.
So,
if you need
like-
help with the spell.
Do we have any other plans?
Well, I need to go.
Have
check
we ever
on
had a
actually.
plan?
I mean,
I've had a plan this
I mean,
entire time.
I know. Well, I mean, what
Definitely
I mean is
pretty cool.
usually there is a sort of goal outside of Port Blaven, so I didn't know if there was a journey to be had in the next few days or so
Well,
to prepare for.
What?
Sondrin. Well, I don't know if I know that, but.
Oh God, his eyes.
Sondrin, are you up for a trip to the library?
Sure. I need to check out a few things that our dragon friend told us before he met his untimely fall. Tripped and fell. Yeah. Tripped and fell.
We're going to trip and
So
fell.
yeah, you know the library. So I figured you could help me look for some stuff.
So it's your library.
No.
Oh.
No, at the library here.
Oh, there's okay. Well, that's what that's.
I
I didn't know if there was more things to do here, or if we were going on a journey in a few days, we had to prepare. I'm just trying to get understand what's going on.
Well, we need to stay in town for a few days. Council wants to speak to us, but after that, I think.
I hate talking to cops.
Then ask for a
I just
lawyer.
like kind of like sunk down to the ground.
But after that, I think there
Over
are
up.
plans to go on somewhere else. Yes.
Okay, so Sorndrin and Finnigan, with that, so all across Wildweir, in the 5 main cities, the capitals, there exists something called the Academy Arcane. It acts as a school of magic for young and becoming magic users, but it also acts as a home for the vast libraries. Lexicon Sophis was part of this, but it was such a large building that it set apart from the rest of the academy.
It's like the Jedi Temple in Coruscant.
Exactly.
I understood that reference.
So,
And here's where we keep the younglings.
Don't show Montel.
So I have what? Is the magic shop gonna be open today? Did he have somebody running it for him?
Most of the merchant shops were closed.
It's a holiday.
I don't celebrate holidays in real life.
Alright, so Finnigan and Sorndrin heading to the academy.
I think I'll head to the Grey Oak to check on the hatchlings
Okay, you go to the
and
Grey
talk to Agri about the papers we're supposed to get for the estate.
Okay.
Like several sessions ago.
If all the shops are going to be closed today for 4th of July, then I'll just go kill time at the Grey Oak.
Okay.
I'll plan to go to shopping tomorrow. If that's when things will be open.
Grim, Finran?
How long is it going to take to purify this meat? 'Cause I'm going to be at this for a while.
Yeah, it's going to take a few hours to get everything.
I'm going to stay here and just constant supply of coffee. Just
Okay.
constantly making fresh puns. I have made a caffeine addict.
Okay, Grim, what are you going to be doing?
Seriously, he's gonna be up all night.
Good for you.
Maybe.
Grim, what are you doing?
Grim's out there with a meat cleaver.
Sure. They're helping.
This is a weird supply chain.
Okay, so
We have now made an assembly line.
Then just kind of glaring at Montel from the distance.
Yeah. We will
Just
start.
looks over, barks in draconic. What?
So we will start first then with Sorndrin and Finnigan.
So what were you needing from the library,
To
Sorndrin?
surprise you as well, just barks.
So, when I talked with him the other night, which that's another
I know
the
draconic
club
celestial
visit
just
after this. He said at the library,
Hang on, Sorndrin, you're auto-tuning.
I go to show him what?
You're auto-tuning. You're lagging.
Your T-Pain.
What?
We can't hear you. You were kind of going in and out there. Try again.
So, when I went and talked with him the other night, which we need to go down there and work on a thing as well after this, he told me at the end of the shelves we would find this symbol, and I go to show him my hand, and then I think about it because it's now changed on my hand, and well, the symbol of the coterie. We just have to look for that on the shelves, and we'd be able to find where the location of Nilheim is, and kind of need to know where that is to deal with this whole Ebron thing.
Okay. How large is this library?
It by no means is the size of the lexicon, but it's probably to give a kind of a reference. Think your average college library.
Never went to college, but
My college library was really small, so
It's a pretty big library.
Yeah.
As you go higher, it gets quieter and quieter. You can't.
all right. Did he provide any clue as to
murder someone.
what section it was?
I don't believe so. He said at the end of the shelves, if I'm remembering right.
At the very end of the show.
I'm trying to look at you.
All right. So how close are we to the library?
So the library is on the other side of the council district, so about a 2-hour walk.
Okay. So I guess we'll make that walk.
Just the.
For reasons, Finnigan, what's your passive perception?
10.
10? Okay. So,
But 1 second.
What walks in with an owl on his shoulder?
I do. Oh, it's a ritual. Okay, so I will take
Yes.
11 minutes to cast Phantom Steed.
okay.
as a ritual.
Hey, find familiar is a ritual, isn't it?
And yes.
Yes.
And
Good to
You can pick it up.
I don't need to pick it up. Improved tone. I can cast
it
all
has a
rituals.
speed of 100 feet.
Okay.
Can travel 10 miles in an hour or 13 miles at a fast pace.
Okay.
And it lasts for an hour.
Already have a
What form does your phantom steed take?
Oh man.
Donnybrook.
You would damn lie.
Form would it take? What was the?
Yes.
It will take the form of a giant koala bear.
Okay.
What?
This is just turning
It's
red.
his thing.
No, it's red.
There.
Or no, the little red panda bear thing.
Damn it, this is turning red!
Okay. So
Red pandas, they are
There.
adorable.
Sorndrin, you watch as appearing there before you and Finnigan, a large creature with thick red fur, vibrant white lines across its face. There's kind of like happy, mischievous grin and look to it as a giant red panda bear is summoned. That's right. All right, hop on.
All right. Okay.
So, Sorndrin, you
With the movement. Sorry, go ahead.
as you clamber aboard the large red panda. Words you thought you'd never say in D&D, folks.
Never say that.
So I'm gonna ask: is Finnigan sitting in front, riding bench, or is it the other way around?
I'm in the front, sir. It's my giant red
Okay.
panda.
What a sentence.
I'm this opportunity.
Okay, make the roll.
That is a 15.
Cool. All right. So with that, the large panda begins to, though like slowly kind of gallop. The movement and the speed at which you're moving does not match the movement of the legs. You will easily get to the academy in well less than an hour. Like folks are on the docks are like, what was that? I don't know. It was large and red. There were two men on top of it.
You're seeing red.
So yeah. As the two of you are reaching the academy, what would you like to do is you get there, no problem. Nobody stops you. Within just maybe 15, 20 minutes.
Okay. I'll hit you to the post outside. And
No, I like it. I like it. Suddenly, as you like a spectral rope appears off of it.
I mean, he comes with all the equipment. You know, the saddle and bridle and all
All right.
that stuff.
All right, you
And,
hitch your spectral steed to the post outside.
We'll go inside and I guess I will start.
Huge tanuki.
I don't know. I don't know where to start really to investigate. I guess I will go to history or geographical section, maybe.
Okay. Sorndrin and Finnigan, both you roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
Red pandas do that with their
14.
14.
Wow.
6.
6.
Damn deuces.
So you said a 6, Sorndrin?
Yes.
Okay. You don't really see anything as you're looking through the various tomes, various stacks. The library, while not massive, it is 2 stories. So Sorndrin, you're on the top floor looking around. Finnegan, as you're walking through the stacks, you get to the area where you actually do notice like the history of the various parts of the world. And you see the further back you go into the stack, close to the back wall, the further back in history you go. Until you come to an era, a section of books, on what is known as the Fallen Age. This was the age, right after the Age of Heroes in the world, where the Great Betrayal happened. The Great Betrayal was when Tiamat turned against the gods and sought to free Asmodeus from hell. By doing so, weakening the gates of hell and loosing his power upon the world. This was the rise of the Dark Empires, the foundations of many cruel things that happened. In Kralot, this was the time of the Draconian Empire. And as you're looking through all these, you see that carved into this shelf, these shelves are made into the ground, like almost like magically grown or pulled up. Carved into it is a small indentation that it looks like the top part looks like a curved knife, and beneath it is the symbol of a crescent moon. It kind of resembles the Cobra mark, but instead of them being crossed, they're sitting one atop the other.
Okay. Sorndrin, come in. Sorndrin, come in.
Don't channel their fingers.
I speak to loud and clear. What's up? Over.
It's just imagine like sort of looking like right above on the next floor.
We have Reach the Moon. We have Reach the Moon.
Copy. What's your location?
The fuck am I listening to?
It's farther away than
There's no good radio stations nowadays.
Fucking section I'm in.
So, by the way, Sorndrin, when you're saying that, you're like leaning against the balcony, and as soon as you say that, you look down and see him standing like right among the stacks, and you realize, okay, yeah, you two idiots can see each other.
I'm right here. What? You can't see me?
I see you now. Coming down. Over. And I go over.
Acrobatics or athletics check.
Over.
That is a 14.
All right. You land. Does she notice you? Does not. Okay. Not a lot of people in the library right now, so you land with nobody noticing. Quick, brisk walk across the massive aisle to where Finnigan is. You do see the mark he points out, and it looks like the tattoo you now bear. Roll me a perception check, Sorndrin.
Perception. That is going to be, if I get it to land on what I'm... Okay. 18 plus 7, 25.
25. Beautiful. As you're looking at this mark, and it's kind of on like one of the upper shelves, you glance behind you through the shelf, and you see that there is the back wall of the library of the academy, of the library of the academy. And that back wall is large stained glass images. As you're looking at it, you actually see that in that one of the stained glass ones, as you look through that stacks, it's hidden in the painting, like in the glass, but there also is that knife and crescent symbol in the stained glass.
All right.
So as-
I'm going to go to the stained glass, kind of get what I see as well, so he can kind of help look, see if we find anything.
As you step up from around the shelves and you look, the ones that catch your attention, it's a grouping of 3 of them. You see what's called the Arrival, where the gods first came to Faeterra. Then there is a stained glass that shows the great battle between the gods and the titans. And the third one, and this is the one where it has the symbol, and this is the one that's close to the bottom of the ground, of the floor. shows a calamity. The platinum star crashing down into this void of black and darkness that you take to be the Titan by Soren. And it's beneath that where you see, it's like directly beneath that chaos of shadow is where that symbol is made.
I guess I'm gonna look at Finnigan and go, so if I'm understanding this right, is Nilheim under the star?
Finnigan, are you wearing your goggles?
Always wearing my goggles.
Roll me either perception or arcana.
I will definitely be Arcana. That's 27. I have inspiration. I can use if that's not enough.
You're fine. Considering that a DC of 30 is impossible.
Is it?
All right.
Yeah.
Finnigan, there is a magical aura coming, not from the entirety of the stained glass itself, but from that symbol. It's an aura you do not recognize, as it is not arcane in nature. And as you're kind of looking at it, you glance back to Sorndrin, and that same aura is reverberating around his right hand.
Take your glove off.
Okay, I take the glove off.
You see a tattoo. Not the normal tattoo of the coterie, but a symbol matching this. And you see that along his hands, where the tattoo was, like fresh skin and scar marks. It almost seems like the tattoo itself moved along his flesh, and now forming a crescent moon beneath a curved dagger. And it's almost like these two auras seem to be attracted to each other.
All right. I don't know where this goes from here, but touch it.
Touch the butt.
Okay, I put my hand on it and try and line up the symbol on my hand with the symbol that I'm.
Sorndrin, as soon as your hand touches the symbol in the glass, it's almost as if it turns to water and it comes alive. You see the platinum star slowly descending as the mass of shadow reaches up and slams, for lack of a better term, will be an arm into it. You see a piece of it go flying off into the distance, far behind this current scene, into what looks to be a mountain range, impacting into it, before the platinum star pushes down into the shadowy form, actually pushing it into the ground. As it does that, the symbol on the stained glass burns hot, and as you pull your hand away, it begins to spin slowly, gathering speed faster and faster, until a planetary gate opens right before you. Finnigan, with your glasses, you see that this is a pocket dimension that has just been opened.
Oh, this.
Say again?
I'm looking at Finnigan. What the hell is this?
The space that opens up is about 2 foot in diameter, so not massive, and it is a very small space. Like just knowing your eyes and the roll you made, it's maybe 3 cubic feet inside. So whatever, basically somebody took the magic of a large bag of holding and forced it into its own pocket dimension to create this area.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it's somebody's lockbox. So reach in and see if you can find anything.
All right, anything goes wrong, just knock me out, and I'm gonna reach in and just kind of with my mind, go, whatever's in there.
the little halfling starting to square up, picks up a book and starts weighing it.
Not
So,
the dictionary of all languages.
Sorndrin, as you reach in with that, which hand do you reach in with? Hang on, you're breaking up again. Well, which hand?
Symbol hand.
Symbol hand, okay.
Johnny 5.
Gotcha, okay. So, as you reach in with the hand that bears the tattoo, it's almost like you're pushing into ice cold water. It stings, it kind of burns at the same time. But as you reach in, you feel your fingers wrap around something. It has a kind of a leathery, papery texture, and you feel what feels like a cloth cord or binding. And you pull out this large scroll and a tiny leather bag attached to it. And as soon as you remove those two items from that hole, the portal closes, and that symbol no longer appears on that stained glass window.
I will also ask, with our travels, kind of knowing the area a little bit, the mountain we are at, the chart, I know kind of what mountain range that is.
I want you to roll me either, okay, so again, different things. Perception, histories, or survival, that kind. Roll that. I'll go here and pull up my map.
I'm gonna go with perception. It's my best option here.
Okay.
That is a 15 on the dice, so 22.
22. The mountain range, as best as you can tell that it launches towards, it's the Cloudfine Mountain. That is that large border mountain that borders Iron Haven and acts as a natural barrier between Wildweir and Stornacor, far to the north.
For me?
Say again? Spell
Spell
that.
that for me.
Kauthyne. Cloudfine Mountains. The specific little branch of it called the Catardines is what Iron Haven sits next to. You know what I'm gonna have to do is I just make an obsidian portal, put all this on so our viewers can go see and look at all this stuff.
Make a website of Squarespace.
Alright.
Or you can use worldlandable.com. That's a good one.
I use Incarnate to actually make things.
Yeah. But you can put your
Yeah,
incarnates onto World Anvil.
Go to Squarespace and use our code natural. That's
All right.
If I'm
So, Sorndrin,
mm-hmm.
as you stand there and you see that the symbol is gone, I'm not going to make you roll for this because you've kind of attuned and with the blessing given by Ravinia, you get a sense that Gravik could not open this because while he was, quote unquote, the guild master of the coterie in Port Blaven, there was something else that was needed to access this. So in lineage, he would know where it is located, but he could never get to it.
Gotcha. Well, now we have a big sheet of paper and a pouch, so I'm gonna get Finnigan to help me find a big tape. Guess we're gonna unroll this paper and see what's in the pouch.
Here in the library?
I mean, unless you want to be home,
Yeah, let's take it home.
figured knowledge. But okay.
You know how many times we explode things by opening them in places we shouldn't be doing it? Look at all these books.
Do it where we sleep.
I love the fact we have, by the way, both of you take points of inspiration. As Finnigan, I love the character progression here. You're okay blowing up random shit, but damn it, you do not do anything to a book. I love that. That's great.
the library or the sacred place?
I'll burn our dining room table.
Do it in Montel's room.
Not burning books.
Montel.
Oh, I know exactly whose room I will be going to.
Watch it, Finnigan.
Fuck you and the red panda you rode in on.
Our resurrection group.
I'll point out, sir, that if you were in the room,
There's only one other place to go.
And again, you don't want to be in the room where that happens.
Has it happened in the room?
All right.
Happened everywhere.
So, with that, Sorndrin and Finnigan. Actually, both of you roll me a perception check.
Stone. Stone doesn't burn very well.
6.
Okay. Sorndrin, you notice that the stained glass image has changed. It now shows the platinum star embedded into the ground. You see a few wisps of the black shadows still around it, but nothing nearly as there as originally. But at the very top of the platinum star, you see a small gleaming symbol. What languages do you read?
I read Common, Undercommon, Abyssal, and Elvish.
Okay. You do not recognize the symbol.
Can I make a copy of it? Like write it on something?
Sure.
Sweet.
Did you tell Finnegan about it?
And that's why I'm drawing it, so maybe Finnegan knows.
What languages do you read, Finnegan?
Common, Elvish, Halfling, Thieves' Cant, and Undercommon.
You do not recognize the symbol.
No, well, no shit.
You guys
Oh.
will draconic curses too.
Oh. Is any of it draconic cursing?
No, it's not draconic cursing.
I was trying to help.
In the weirdest way possible.
All right. So with that, our cleric and the wizard, do you wish to leave? Where do you wish to go from here?
Guess back to the house. Was there anything else in the area you needed to take care of?
Unless you want to go blow up a usurper shrine, now we can head back to the house.
Who had me at hello?
Bring the sign here first.
I just imagine. Oh, I know what the wizard's like.
We can go do that.
Okay.
A twinkle in the halfling's eye.
Yep. So, we'll go fetch our giant red panda.
As you walk out of this library, you see a group has gathered around the panda, most of which are the younger students here, and they are currently just in awe and enamored at this large, big, fluffy panda that is just kind of sitting there staring at everybody.
Excuse me, everybody, please.
You just kind of step through.
Start elbowing people in the knees.
These are like at most 12 years old. So
Okay,
there's
that's cool. Elbow them in the face.
That's a fact.
I thought you were gonna go. Okay, cool. Groin then.
Personal space, people. Personal space.
As you push through the crowd to the red panda, the two of you clambering back on. Finnegan, are you still driving at this point?
Yep.
Okay. All right. With that, the two of you just kind of trot off and
He's
move
never driven a red panda before.
Have you?
off into the city.
Once before.
Yeah. He drove it here.
All right. So with that, we will now cut over, and we'll roll back to about an hour or so to Rakara and Kieran. Moving through, moving from the wards and skirting around the council district down into the Candle district, where the taverns and various places are. So as the two of you step in, a throng of people moving. You hear the conversation of, "Oh, I heard there was a fucking dragon attack. A dragon tried to eat the council." It wasn't no dragon. It was a dragon-born assassin. That's what various people talking about the thing that just happened a few hours earlier.
Dragonborn assassin? We missed that completely.
No, it was on the Oswald town.
You heard about, no, it was a dragon, and it ate the day captain. Oh, he goes, I heard it was the day captain that turned into a giant dragon and then tried to take over the city. Oh, that's a load of bollocks, Annie. So,
looking for Haggerty.
yeah, as you step in, you roll here. Okay. As you step in, the bar is filled now. A lot of people here. I hear a couple. Well, we were supposed to get free drinks, but it's good swill and it's a fair price after all, I say. But if I ever find an asshole what lied to us and told us there were free drinks here, I'm gonna make him eat his own shoe. Very indignant half-orcs sitting there. As you walk in, you see Laura, the half-orc female waitress. She goes, "Excuse me, not just." She continues off. Finally, you see there are several new waiters having been hired, as apparently word has gotten out that the heroes who uncovered the conspiracy of Praetor Rimbor visit this establishment very often, and that Hemlock comes here, and that Haggerty, they're his friends, and so you see.
So knowing that, I'm gonna walk up to the bar, like, move up, Savior, move over, move.
Roll me a charisma check.
Charisma.
Hot
yes.
shit coming through, hot
It's like a
shit.
photo, something's framed on the wall.
Charisma.
Yeah.
12 plus.
It's like
Well,
cut
if you
outside
use
of
promo
the
code
screen.
natural1, you will get 10% off your beverage.
It
16.
says, "My friend." Is it a word bubble?
16.
16. You do kind of push your one guy. Hey, what's your issue? Who are you shoving? Oh, just this like drunken halfling on a bar stool. Just why are you shoving?
Calm down, Miss
So don't you
Alright.
feel like a jerk?
No.
You see Haggerty's like, so, hey, it's all right, Liam. It's all right. I've got this, lad.
Yeah, Liam.
So he looks at the two, kind of his eyes kind of
Take
stop.
that off my character name
Kieran,
list.
Rakara, what can I do for you fellows?
Just drop it in, checking in on the hatchlings, and need to speak to me about business.
You see him look. What hatchlings?
The Dragon Balls.
I have dragon balls.
Please don't play with me.
I'm sorry.
Don't fuck with me, Haggerty.
Haggerty has been on the wall.
They're fine, lad. I believe they're up in their room right now. Last I looked at all of them, a couple of them were sleeping, and a few more were just playing. They're doing fine, lad. You see him just kind of pause for a moment before. How are you doing, Kieran?
Well, I'm doing all right.
Lad, I owe you an apology. I may have been a bit presumptuous at that party I threw for you. I know that what happened to you is something that many people do not go through, and the fact that I presumed you would return completely unaffected.
Haggerty. There was just a dragon attack. That's small potatoes.
Thank you, lad.
Whatever happened during that time, let's forget it.
Sounds good.
Why like potatoes and exercises?
Finnigan, what the hell are you doing?
That's my
Finnigan, it's Liam. You think all halflings look the same?
You do. Shut up, me. All right. But let's have some food.
Oh, of course.
For in honor of the natural ones, I'll buy the whole bar around.
What the hell?
I'll
Like,
It's the other way.
As you say that, you just hear, yeah, like, goes, all right, lad, I will. You see him turn. Rickon, set up and turn around for the. You see a. Let's see what it is actually.
We almost had a hail at this point.
And you see an Air Genasi male goes, yes, Mr. Haggerty, as he begins like going around getting drinks, pouring drinks and serving.
It's good. And I'll just like kind of walk around and be like, oh, it's good. We're finally getting some of this free ale. I heard someone named Reed was going around saying there was free ale. I'm just gonna like spread that rumor. It was someone named Reed, and I will describe Michael's character in not you, Michael, the other character in very poor fashion.
Roll me a deception check.
Deception.
Roll me a deception.
Disgrace. Here for trouble the moment he
Well, six.
6 total?
6 total.
All right. On a average of what is going to be an 8, they're kind of like, just Reed. I don't know, Reed. Was he the one that yelled at about for? I don't know, but if I find him, he's eating his fucking booty.
If you find him, you're fucking good at finding him. He's been missing for months.
You watch as Harry walks back out with these 2 large wooden plates of fresh salted pork,
Salted pork.
fresh baked potatoes, golden baked bread, and these 2 steins of frothing mead in front of each of you. As he goes, so,
I did that a little too quickly.
it's hot, Karen, be careful.
Why are you sure of what?
So, you boys fought a dragon, did you?
Allegedly.
He jumped on the back of it for some reason.
You jumped. Why did you jump on the back of a dragon?
Why not?
You know,
I always say, if
Or
you're
twice.
in a situation where you can jump on a dragon, jump on the back of a dragon. YOLO.
yeah.
Well, that's not true anymore.
How long have you waited to use that one, sir?
It came to me just in the moment.
The mad part is I've been waiting to use it.
So, as he leans in, is it true that it was the day commander who?
Oh, it was the night commander.
Hemlock is the night commander.
Well, who's this fucker?
Gravik is the day commander.
Of the night watch.
No, night.
Night captain of the day watch.
K-N-I-G.
Oh!
That night.
A different night!
There you go.
No wonder I've been so fucking confused.
The eve commander is Hemlock. The day
The
commander
afternoon.
is Gravik.
Don't throw something at him, you're gonna hit me!
The third summer.
Alright.
He used some sort of magic and transformed himself into a giant green dragon.
Oh,
Like made a wish or something.
wish.
Yeah.
It's powerful magic indeed.
I don't know how he got a hold of it.
Do you know about this?
I mean, I've heard of the wish spell being used before, but it's that sort of. I mean, Gravik had no magical affinity. He was a fighter. I mean, he was a dirty fighter too, I understand, but he.
I'll tell him about the card looking thing. Because I've held the cards. I didn't ever pull any, but I've held the cards. So.
You go to describe it, he goes, wait a second. He reaches into, he stops and walks, kind of, you see him, he walks up to his office.
Well, that was kind of fucking rude. He just walked away.
He
Yes,
walks
of
back, walks back a few moments later carrying a velvet cloth wrapped up. He goes, when Bravendil passed back through on his way out, he apparently he had no coin to pay his bill. So he gave me this card. I'll be honest, I never trusted the tiefling. Things would go missing. So I didn't know what it was, so I just took it and wrapped it up. I never opened it. If it's some sort of just kind of sets on the table, I don't want
Can
it.
I reach for it?
Yeah, you can easily reach for it. All right. Mark down one card of the deck with a question mark.
Okay. On to other business.
Never trusted him. He seemed, from what they told me, he seemed like they never really gave him a chance.
You would have flown.
I would what?
You would have loved
I probably would have killed him on sight.
him. I wanted to.
Like in all
From what I understood, he loved to gamble. Like apparently at one point, at one of the other taverns, he got in a game of cards with Gravik and tried to cheat the day commander. And apparently, like he had to, the two of them stepped outside, had a conversation, and then they just parted ways. Apparently, Gravik seemed fine. Said he had won one of the greatest pots of all time.
Gravik said this?
He did, yes. So whatever it was that Bravendale gave him,
He gave him a card.
that's probably where it came from then, yes.
Probably gave him a card.
Sounds like a jackass.
That he was, lad, that he was.
Who would make such a jackass?
Real.
I'm out of sausage.
Starts nibbling with fingers.
I've been eating a chair.
Are you hungry? Do we need to bring you more?
A little bit. Fighting a dragon
You
gets
hear
you
him.
hungry.
Reckon, more sausage. Yes, Mr. Haggerty. The air genasi runs back in the back.
Where'd this guy come in from?
It's a fellow named Reckon. He's out of near somewhere from Morat. I think he was from Nirikesh or Masada. Just traveling, seeing the world.
That's far away.
Yes, it's in the southern continents.
Been there?
I have never been to Morat. No, that's.
You wanna go?
It's a hot. I don't deal with heat very well.
I don't either.
And also, there's a lot of sand down there. I don't like sand.
I don't like sand
I think it's
either.
everywhere.
Yes, it does. It's very coarse too.
It's rough, it's irritating.
Please don't sue us.
Why would they?
So,
I love it.
feels like many nights ago, I came to you about setting up business contracts with providers of food.
Yes, lad. Yes. One moment.
Maybe some
She
staff for the
walks over to a part of the bar. Yes. Pulls out a leather folio with several. I've been in contact with the carpenters guilds. I've got several contacts with the farmers guilds out in the surrounding Shire area, and just various other merchants. I think Halifar would eventually like to speak to you as well with some of his contacts. But as he says, the large leather folio, here is everything that I've better to collect for you, lad.
Thank you.
Be very, very careful though if you start trying to grow things within the city. The farming guilds especially, they're very protective of their livelihood.
What could they?
They also control 90% of the food and trade that leave Port Blair.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
No offense, I know for a fact that there's not a lot of arable farmland in Kralot, and so Dragonmoors they love for bread and wheat and such. It's there. The farming guild in Port Blaven has a lot more pull than you think. Be very careful with that.
That might be something we need to look into.
We're gonna fight the farmers guild?
No.
They better beat their plowshares into swords.
Really?
We're not gonna fight. Farmers guild do not fight.
All right. So as he's finished talking, he goes, by the way, lads, I not that I don't love having those four wheelings here, but this is not a place for children. It's a bar, it's a tavern.
It was just temporary.
I understand that. I don't mind them staying for a few more days, but eventually it would be best to move them somewhere more conducive to young people. Do you have a line on anything that I don't want them to go to? Well, I know Port Blaven has a lovely orphanage, and I don't want to send them there. These children have been through a lot.
I've started writing a note to my father about this, and I tended to send it to him, but then.
Oh, did I ever tell you the actual the kind of Dragonborn these kids were?
You said they were chromatic.
They were chromatic. I ever tell you the exact.
No.
Okay, it was. There were the Sev twins are two red Dragonborns. There is a young white. The youngest is a young white female Dragonborn, and then the one that kind of stood up and kind of a little bit more courageous. He is a black Dragonborn. So there are two boys and two girls. The red twins, the white dragon, and the black dragon.
And the oldest was the black.
The oldest was the black, because the youngest is the white.
Or should they come and stay at our keep?
I was thinking that, at least.
I'm sure they would feel right at home with the corpse of a dragon.
Well,
That wasn't me being facetious. They might think it's funny. I think it's funny.
Just
they might be good.
on the table.
What do
Have
you
you
want,
guys
Liam?
met us?
What, Liam?
Just Liam
Watch
slowly
this hair
reading.
as well. Let me know when I've bought them a few things, some clothing and other necessities. That as soon as you're able, I will have them pack their bags and I will have them moved to your
Yes, yes.
establishment.
All right.
The eldest boy, the Black Dragonborn, his name is Yorox. He's been kind of helping me out a little bit. Y-U-R-O-X, Yorox. He's been helping out a little bit around, kind of similar to what you used to do, Karen. He's keeping the rats out of the larder.
Yeah, this is my aim. Xerox 87. Am I the only one that remembers
That went over my head,
my
man.
aim?
No.
AOL Instant Messenger. Xerox.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there it is.
Of course, I know what you're talking about.
Could you send this to
Back in my day.
Ambassador Carriage?
Yes, I can send that along.
That's it.
Okay, so I will be sure to send this along to Kerlock, yes. Anything else, lad? You see more people, so because the evening rush is beginning to happen, where I've got to try to. I don't know what idiot told them there were free drinks, but damn it, I've been able to make a hell of a
He reads back in town.
Reed?
Yeah.
What the fuck's he doing here?
I don't know. I'm surprised you even remember him.
Mind like a steel trap, I do. I mean, there's that one night is a little fuzzy where you guys came in to play darts, and I went up to my room, and the next thing I know, I was unconscious. I don't know what happened.
Did Reed try to kill you?
Reed tried to kill me?
That's what I'm asking.
I don't know. I'll have to go figure that out.
Are you saying you want to go play darts right now?
I don't know why.
Haggerty, come on now. I'm going like this.
All right.
So play darts.
So the three of you pull Hagrid to play darts. Before we cut down to the remaining, what did you roll?
14.
Okay, so before we cut now to the next part of this, it is 8 o'clock. We're going to take our break now. We'll come back talking to Montel, Finriel, and Grimm. Just get up, stretch your legs, go to the restroom. I have to run here in the restroom in a moment. But before we do that, again, we want to thank Reaper, our sponsor, my sponsor for there. Don't forget, go to their website using the promo code DND, all capital letters, 3 letters, to get $10 off the amazing Meredith Battle Axe. Again, the Fleet Street Geeks, the amazing podcast coming out tomorrow with Darkness Rising. I'm actually going to find that and watch it tonight.
Yeah, it's on YouTube if you want to watch it. And if you're like D&D, you should check it out.
So with that, we're going to take about a 15-20 minute break. Just kind of go get a bite to eat, kind of walk around, stretch our legs. I'll be back in a moment to take questions. So yeah, we'll be right back. See y'all. Oh, that hurt.
Incidentally, my Darkness Rising DVD is supposed to be delivered Tuesday.
Nice. Oh, also, the package should be here by Wednesday.
Love that.
The package.
He's got the package.
I'm waiting on
Every time I hear the like that, all that made me think of was the R. Kelly trapped in the closet. Because there's a whole storyline of people being like, he got the package, which is slang for AIDS.
Yeah.
Listen, he's going away for quite a long time.
Yeah.
I will, that, and good for it.
Yeah.
However, I will still listen to I Believe I Can Fly.
Yeah.
And I will still love the hip opera Trapped in the Closet. I'm sad it never got a good ending. I'm mad.
I'm just waiting for you two to show this weird ass symbol to Montel and him just go, yeah, I understand this.
Of course, I remember it.
I can read it. I don't know what it is, but I can read it.
That was tattooed on Reed's back.
Are you sure?
I have true reading.
Read.
I can read anything.
I believe it.
keep stealing my damn pencil.
Stop leaving your pencils where he can steal them.
I mean, I was sitting next to him.
Put them on the other side of you. Are you good, my good man?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm just someone to try and figure out what I did when we went off to go do things and why I rolled.
I didn't even see you roll, so anyway.
No one saw me roll. No one can see me roll right now because I have to roll off camera.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I also never noticed when you're actually rolling, so.
That's fair.
Unless it's the metal
This
die.
was something that is fair because it's heavy as hell. It makes a lot of noise. But no, that was something the DM and I talked about beforehand. And I know the risks. I know what's going to happen. We're going to see what happens.
What's gonna happen?
What's.
How's the dice boxes coming? He's preoccupied. He can't hear me.
Where can you see it if I put up? Can you see it?
Matt, right now.
You're going to the wrong place.
Oh.
We're on this camera.
Okay, I like it.
Cardron.
So I didn't have enough A's for Karajan, so I had to use upside down V's. My snot goblins found the box and took off the V and put it up the right side up. So I had to go back and fix it.
Interesting.
On TikTok?
Okay, dude.
Okay. Hey, Ben,
Hey,
you.
hey.
Just a second. I'm
I'll
don't
knock
have
you
a
out.
TikTok on my side. They're asking to turn the camera, so
TikTok in my hand. I'll tell you when it's okay.
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 I'm down.
Hang on.
No, I kind of.
Did the camera get bumped or something?
Boss man's here. I don't know.
I
We
kind of.
can't fix that. Patch won't let us. You can't get the whole table if you don't turn it that way. This is an issue we've had since day one.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, so that is the only thing. I've tried for some reason. TikTok will not let me access my wide-angle lens on my iPhone. If you don't like turning your phone sideways, I have a YouTube. It's up there running as well. You can watch it there. It's the exact same. Just check my link tree to get to it. As for Twitch, eventually Twitch is coming. I'm working on that. It's taking time.
We need a third camera.
Large Legs, hello. Love the name. Okay. There's some great names on
You need a
TikTok.
camera like above.
Oh no! Look. So eventually, the plan is to have camera on each of you. Have the camera here for the battle map. Well, I say each side. Just those things are coming right now.
So
It's just
3
taking a while.
cameras, battle map camera.
Yeah, cheeky figgy. Twitch. It's just I have to get things time. Time is what I need.
Test time song.
Okay. I'm not doing that. It's a dark joke. We're not going there. No, I was gonna. Okay.
So what's happening?
Who's B-Stars?
Yes.
Slibushi.
I don't know.
Slibushi.
That I've only watched a summary of that anime, and the summary makes me so much more confused.
Hello from Ireland.
The
Hello.
only anime I've watched is Gundam.
Which thing are you talking about, Michael?
Spy Family?
Me?
Or,
What's that?
Yeah.
yeah, what anime?
B-Stars.
Beastars.
Beastars.
I watched a summary of it, and the summary made me more confused than like the 2 episodes I actually watched of it. Now, don't get me wrong, the 2 episodes I watched of it made me confused.
I'll
The
admit I
summary
watched
did
it
not help.
until the hotel scene, and I went, "This is weird."
Yeah.
Until the hotel scene.
I watched it until I ran out of
Everything
episodes, and I have to.
Hi.
Rosie boy, hello.
And I just read the manga. Until
We have friends from across the pond with us this evening. Got folks from Ireland, from Germany,
Scotland.
got Scotland. Unfortunately, my Gaelic is not very well with
got
our
your full
friends
screen.
from Germany, as it is latter evening here. Good Nacht. Welcome. Good Nacht.
I'm not even going to try a German accent.
It's almost Guten Morgen over there.
Volcano Chan, Canada. Hello, how are you? Montel, check if you should run the Dollar General for me.
Ja, sprechen Sie Deutsch.
Sure. You're a good friend, sir.
Kleiner, no.
Well, as long as I can get a drink as well.
Yeah, I was gonna pay for you to drink.
Cool.
A Coke Zero, and then one of the green Monster Zero energy drinks, please. And then
Green
whatever's
Monster
left,
Zero.
yes.
I get confused with that.
311 in Germany. Hello to Australia.
311. Very good in
Fardo, what is everyone's favorite RPG or JRPG?
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect's a good one.
Golden Sun.
Golden Sun.
Golden Sun.
For RPG, I'm sorry, I'm old school. I love Oblivion.
Oblivion is great. Morrowind though was.
So many days wasted on Morrowind.
I kept getting thrown in jail.
No. I would sit down
Kinda.
in the morning when my parents went to work, and then next thing I know, it's like, oh, it's 5 o'clock. Just, the day's gone. Didn't even
On JRPGs, I love Digimon Cyber Sleuth. I've been replaying that entire series. It's great.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm a really big fan of the Final Fantasies. I know that's kind of mainstream, but I've been playing them for a long time. And God of War, which I need to apologize to Seth. I never actually told him, but after you made the joke last week, I finally hit the first round. No problem. God of War. I was good fun. And then so I did.
What's in the cabinets behind you? These are miniatures of various just kind of accoutrements of role-playing games. This is my large tower that I picked up. Behind me here, I don't know if you can see, but here we have the Terrace miniature that Beck so graciously financed that I painted. Like in here we have this would be a huge red dragon miniature that I did. His name is Bernie. And then this here is the huge green dragon that they just fought last week. And again, I painted this one. Which I'm about to... Announcement time. I'm finishing it up as well. I will soon have a store that I do take commissions for miniatures. And as soon as I get my resin 3D printer, I can do more with that. Hey, Nino Cooney. Nice. Stranger Things in 30 years. You know what? I'm okay with that reference. I like that.
So if I buy STL, is that what it's called? STL, and send it to you, you can print it?
Yes. Heavy resin. Make sure it's the resin STOs.
It's off of your forge, so I assume.
Okay.
Those STLs.
Yeah, those.
Yeah. You
Because
can use those with either types, but the resin printer is really good.
I've learned that for miniatures, resin is better. Now, terrain, the filament's better.
I do paper, so
Favorite movie franchises? Oh, that's a...
Jurassic franchise.
That's a loaded question.
I'd say Jurassic franchise for our dear friend Jeff. Me, my favorite movie franchise? Oh. See, I'm going to have to agree with you. Franchise-wise, I think it's Jurassic Park.
Matrix is pretty good. The Matrix trilogy.
There's more than 3.
Not all of them.
Lord of the Rings.
I'm not talking about them.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings is somebody mentioned. Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, all that.
I guess the only movie franchises that I go out of my way, like, ooh, there's a new one, would be the one Missed Calls.
Really? Did not know that.
So like I watched the.
You know what, Valley? That's a fair. Oh, Valley, yes. So, folks, on my TikTok, I mentioned that I was part of a charity. The charity was put on by the folks over at Iron Hill Kith and Kin, to which our dear moderator Valley Iron Forge invited me to be a part of. Thank you so much. And then the winner, Shield Made Iron Forge, is the one who selected and was selected for my my TikTok account. I've got all her great, wonderful videos up. So thank you, Valley, for making me a part of that. Also, I swear, this week I've got everything finally packaged up. I was going to go today or tomorrow to send out your prize because Valley won the big 10K giveaway. But I remember tomorrow is the 4th of July.
Oh, no.
So the post office is late closed.
Yeah, a bit of a problem.
Liam Semitic Wilkie. Well, I am Southern D&D, Kenneth. We're going to do another introduction real quick before Rick comes back in, before we go back in. But yeah, the group. This is the natural ones. Did you have enough money to get everything?
Yeah.
Cool.
Put your change right there for you.
Yes, I finally have sense.
Not a lot of sense though.
I'm back. There is better, and I'm more. Yay! Raven, Mechanical Raven. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah.
Have you played DSA? I don't know what DSA is. This is what I need right here.
A monster. I
The
thought about you
fact
one.
no one actually mentioned Star Wars.
I'm a Star Wars costumer. I am not a Star Wars fan. There's a difference.
I will admit, I like Star Wars. Okay, here comes the hot take that may cost me people. I didn't like the Skywalker saga. I'm sorry. The Force Awakens was just a new hope and a new skin.
Yeah.
It was great, don't get me wrong. Then they got an entirely new director who basically said, okay, everything we went to set up in the first one doesn't exist anymore. And I'm even okay with the Emperor being cloned. In the Legacy stuff, he was cloned. That's fine. But the whole thing with Rey being his granddaughter and all this, that I'm like, okay, and plus, The Last Jedi. Here's my big hot take. Rose was a useless character that was trying to force a relationship with Finn and ruined one of the most potential greatest moments in that entire new trilogy. Thank you for my TED Talk.
Can I get a napkin? I was letting the
in the bag of the
I will say what my take is. I don't say The Last Jedi is the worst one. I actually say that the last one.
Oh, Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, that
Rise
one
of
is. Yeah.
Skywalker was the worst one. Here's my reason why. The entire theme that they were building that movie off of was accepting yourself for who you are.
Yes.
And then at the very end, she does not accept
Rey
herself as a
Skywalker.
Palpatine. She accepts herself as a Skywalker. That should have never happened.
I also
However,
love
I
in
would
the.
like to point out that is accepting her role as a Palpatine because that means that the Palpatines are winning by taking over the Skywalkers because there's no other Skywalkers left. So the Skywalker legacy going forward will always belong to Palpatine.
See, the thing that I thought they were leading up to in the first one is the fact that maybe Rey was the granddaughter of Kenobi. Because you hear Alec Guinness and Ewan McGregor's voice with Rey. Which, by the way, the way they did that for Alec Guinness's Rey, they took the scene "Don't Be Afraid," took "Afraid," took AF and the D off, so you just had Rey.
Yeah.
So Rey.
I enjoyed the movies.
Oh, were they fun movies to watch? Yes, I enjoyed watching them.
More power to you.
Got the lore behind it.
Yeah, just like
think of water.
it's just like
Oh my shit.
the old Street Fighter movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Is it a good?
Cinematic masterpiece.
Is it a good movie?
Of course.
But damn it, I love that movie. Oh God, what's his name? Julia
Julia Roberts.
No, played Bison.
Julia Roberts.
No,
I know you come back.
Gomez Adams.
Yeah, Gomez Adams.
Oh God, what was it? Raul Julia? Is that his name?
Yeah, Ralph something.
Yeah. Just I love his over the top campiness as M. Bison. It's the fact I think one of my favorite roles that Arnold Schwarzenegger ever had was as Mr. Freeze. Because he gave no shits.
Cool body.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Do not need me to the cooler.
Do they play next to a fast food restaurant? Yes, we do. There's a Burger King right there.
There's a Wendy's right there.
And a Wendy's right there. Popeyes.
No,
And it's,
Popeyes is there.
Yeah.
Popeyes there, Wendy's right there.
oh, thank you, Raul Julia. Thank you very much.
Raul Julia.
Popeyes, there was a Chinese place that's what burned down.
And a vending.
There is actually a Chinese
And a
place over
vending
there.
machine.
The OEC's over there.
Yeah.
And then the sushi place,
I'm
little
allergic to that. I don't count it.
Kyoto.
Mm.
You're allergic.
There's also
Oh, I see.
Domino's right next to Little Caesars.
Right across the road.
Where we are in our local little city here, there's a bunch of fast food restaurants.
That's all there is in our little city here is local fast food restaurants.
In hospitals.
Ow.
Right there.
Lots of doctors in a hospital.
Also doctors.
Usually need one to have another.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, nowadays, at least.
Favorite games? I love the Halo series. That's one of my guilty ones. I love the Halo series.
Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem's good.
God of War.
Maybe Pokemon's also fun. Like I played Pokemon Red on the gray brick of a Game Boy when it first came out, and I loved every minute of it.
Same.
I would have to say my favorite game of all time, it's still going to have to be the Mass Effect trilogy.
That's fair.
Somehow or
I
another,
haven't played
this is
any
in
Mass
fact
Effect
actually
put out.
working, by the way.
Yeah.
Do what? It's working?
It's working. I
Halo
didn't
made
expect it to
several
work.
films, but right now they've made a kind of extended universe TV show on Paramount Plus. Which when I heard first I thought when somebody said they're making a Halo the game movie, I was like, oh no, it's extended universe. I'm like, okay, there's some more stuff you can allow there. It's not like part of the game trilogy.
My favorite, probably of all time, and probably because it was the first RPG I ever played, is Final Fantasy VIII.
Oh wow.
And it's probably the one that most people hated the most, just because the system was so different than every other Final Fantasy up to that point.
I actually liked it.
Waiting on the new Diablo.
Final Fantasy IX I didn't really like.
Hey, welcome back, Sorndrin.
Okay. I don't like
Most
that.
hate Final Fantasy is
Is what?
13.
13?
13.
Oh, 13.
The only Final Fantasy I've played is the MMO 14 and about half of 15.
I take that back. Final Fantasy VIII is probably my second favorite. First favorite is going to be Legend of the Dragon.
Kingdom Hearts is also great.
Anyone players played RuneScape?
I
remember,
dabbled, but
yep.
didn't care for it.
No, because I had a
remember
computer at
RuneScape.
home. I didn't have to play on the
I've never touched it.
I had a computer at home and I had to play RuneScape.
Hey, Mud Cuts. Okay, yeah, the Doom movie was horrible, but it had that one amazing scene in it with Carl Urban. Okay, the actual like first person run.
Where
That was great.
Where it actually looked like Doom 3.
Yes. By the way, that's the thing. It was like, man, the Doom movie sucked, but then they all go, except for
That one part that actually had us go, this is a Doom movie.
Yes.
This is a Doom.
Most of those movies have at least some reason
Yeah.
you enjoy the thing.
Yeah, and then Doom Annihilation came out and even more disappointment.
Any advice for a D&D first timer?
Buy dice.
Oh yeah.
More dice.
The advice I give is don't be scared of like role play. I know a lot of people come in like, well, I don't want to do the voices. You don't have to. You don't have to have an in-depth, 40-page character backstory either. Just have an idea of your character's motivations and where they came from, and then just talk as yourself. You won't just react as you normally would, but don't feel like you have to.
And I'll say this too. You don't have to have a full character concept the moment you sit down at the table. You can actually have your character grow as he goes along.
Nothing. It's okay.
He's calling you out. I think you should fight him.
Don't be afraid to ask
Like
questions.
in real life?
Yes. Another one.
Either way, I got $20 on.
Don't be afraid to ask questions to your dungeon master.
Oh.
Our job is to answer your questions and to clarify things for you. Also, now here's another rule that a lot of DMs and people don't like everybody telling, and my fellow DMs, you will agree with me as I know both your styles. No D&D is better than bad D&D. If you sit down at a table and it is and it's just you get a bad vibe, things happen, red flags, and leave. You do not have to play D&D. I have a Discord. Come join my Discord. We play D&D through posts. There was one guy there, DM Riggs, has got a game going up. I've got one-shots coming up that you can believe me. In this world right now, with the popularity thanks to Critical Role, Dimension 20, Stranger Things, all these other new avenues where D&D's become more mainstream, you can find amazing people to play D&D with. But at the same time, that means that you also have where it's more easier for these, what they are, these assholes, to start showing up.
Yeah.
Mutt Chats 101. It is a game stream. We're just taking our break for the evening, about a 15-20 minute break. We're going to go back here in about 5-6 minutes. Alexis Alexander, my Discord is in my link tree. Just go to the main part of my TikTok, click on the URL. It'll bring everything up, my YouTube, my Discord, my Twitter, my Instagram. I post a lot of things about like different miniatures and stuff I painted. But yeah, that's how you join it. When did you first get into this game? Back in, was it September, I believe.
Late September.
Late September.
Late September.
That's when we started. I think we started with Seth, another individual named Michael who's over here, Jeff, and Ben Ricara's character. You were playing Oriana though.
I was
Who are you?
playing Oriana, and Oriana buggered off.
And then as Reed, a bard, came out, left out. It's kind of funny. We had Montel who joined us.
This is like watching the video of the chimp. You can take a stick and put it in the
Yeah.
He's starting to learn.
Space, yeah, if you want to learn how, again, my Discord. I have a plan to start releasing a bunch of YouTube videos about basically how to play D&D, the different classes and that kind of stuff.
You're into those videos?
Yeah.
Cool.
How do you even really play D&D?
Straw to a straw.
You enjoy it. That's how you
We
play
haven't
D&D.
figured that out yet.
Yeah.
You roll a dice, some things happen, and things explode.
Nice.
Well, I mean,
What do I do when both of my party members get imprisoned for attempted murder? Well, if you're the dungeon master, you look at them and go, all right.
well, wait, question. Did they actually attempt to murder or were they framed? Because that's different.
That's fair.
Prison Break.
Prison Break's one.
Yeah. Get a lot of Greek.
Break.
No. It's called Hire a Warlock. Warlocks are your lawyers of the
Push
world.
comes to shove.
It says the link is expired. Hang on.
I just checked it. It seems to be working.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
That's weird.
It worked. Somewhat.
The Demogorgon is in one of the realms of the abyss.
It's with 11.
I can do it. On the
What do you say?
Are you playing at work?
the actual Demogorgon.
Oh, okay. The actual Demogorgon of the Stranger Things Demogorgon. Okay. Yeah, the actual Demogorgon is a two-headed creature that lives in the one of the layers of the abyss.
You've just been watching me figure out how to do this entire time.
It looked like
Yeah, I could have given you tips, but I didn't want to.
More entertaining just to watch.
It really is.
Montel, I don't know whether to give you inspiration or deduct points for that. I'm just.
Neither?
Wait, what?
I was entertaining myself.
Points.
Yeah. Just killed in the middle of
What
it.
happened? I was sent to the abyss.
What?
What? Are you at
What
work?
happened? I was sent to the abyss.
No, Montel, he stuck two straws together to drink out of the thing of water.
And if I figure out how to collapse this straw, I can get further in so I can drink more water.
For what?
I don't think you would.
I feel like you broke into a Pops factory and you can't get out.
It would be cool if you did.
I mean, it would be cool. You work for the sheet metal factory.
All right.
Wait.
Then it could do-
I might be able to get the second straw in there still attached to the first.
Oh, Lord.
We don't want to discuss the problems
I
we
get
had
any of that
previous
Ah!
in our life.
I'm mad.
My straw!
Now, would you like to show me how to do it?
It went into
Attach
you.
the straws with the lid off. Take the straw you're wanting to poke out.
Uh,
Poke it out. And
I still need that straw back.
Thoughts on the Obi-Wan series. I liked it.
Fantastic.
Oh, God.
Loved it.
Fantastic.
Haven't watched it.
Just right there to the very end. Literally what I call Obi-Wan's A New Hope when he just steps on like, you know what?
Look at that. Seriously, yeah, like especially the finale. But look, you figured it out. The finale especially was fantastic.
Yes.
The
So
whole show.
so much
Really
imagery,
great.
so much symbolism in it. Like the whole thing there with Vader having the high ground and suddenly Obi-Wan coming in. It was great.
This is how you survive the high ground.
And told the haters for the bad reasons.
No.
Catch me outside. Like, for all the people who didn't like it for bad reasons, they can catch me
Hang
outside.
down.
What are you doing now?
Are you? What are you doing?
Are you trying to cut?
Okay. First,
Are you about to shotgun that water?
So we're not going to play D&D anymore, folks. We're going to watch our friend Michael trying to get his straw out of this jug of water.
You're sitting at a table with couple of guys. Did you
So,
ask for a knife?
Opening the top.
No.
Ladies and
This is much more entertaining
No.
for all of us.
You can use
I'm
it.
not saying. This is
wait,
like a
wait,
salt
wait! This
trap.
is the perfect opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. If you find yourself at home trying to cut into a gallon of water with a key, it is the perfect time to ask yourself, what is Reaper?
Yes, exactly.
They have lots of assorted sharp objects on their website. One of them, by using the code D&D, that's capital D-N-D,
Yep.
you can get $10 off the Meredith Axe.
Aha!
Probably
And
very
that way-
easily get the straw
You
out
can
of
just
your
chop
bottle.
out the entire top of the bottle.
Just rid of fucking Capri Sun. Okay. All right. We
I have evolved!
all right. It's
Or de-evolved, one way or the
So
other.
it's 8:30 now.
We've gone backwards. Your forehead is getting larger as we speak.
Okay. Yeah.
He's devolved.
I died
Jack,
first.
Jack Great
Don't
Rights,
give me
he,
hope.
he can be a little.
I'm not.
He is a little bit distracting. We have to kind of curtail some of his things, but he's all right. He's got a good heart, if not a police form.
And he still uses a chain wallet, so
It's
haven't
the
seen one
only
of those
way I
since
can keep.
2003.
It's the only way I can keep up with my keys.
Why don't you just keep them in your pocket?
I tried that. I still lose them.
Oh.
My pocket
he
is a
is
pocket.
our Sam Riegel.
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you
Take away a point of inspiration.
I'll take away the one you gave me here. Okay. So, last question. This game lasts about 4 hours, about 3.5 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
So, with that, as I'm going to now, we will, when we finish the session this evening, we'll take a few more questions. But I'm going to go ahead and log off of my TikTok here for questions, and now we'll come back into the game. Real quick, another round of introductions. People who have asked. Was there any questions on YouTube or anything? Did I name this?
No, there were not. Mostly Mechanical Raven saying that she was having trouble watching on TikTok. For some reason, it was lagging on.
Oh, okay. Well, with that, then we'll just jump right back in after another quick round of introductions. We'll start on this side of the table this time.
I am Ricky, and I play Finnigan Tenderfoot, the halfling wizard / rogue.
I am Ben. I play Rikara. Don't look at me. The Emerald Dragonborn, Divine Soul Sorcerer, Samurai Fighter. Yeah.
He had to close his eyes.
Yeah, because he knew when he said, "Don't look at me."
Stare at him.
Continue on.
I'm Jeff. I'm playing Grim, the half-orc barbarian.
I'm Beck. I am playing Finrail, the half-elf Drake Warden Ranger Druid.
I'm Michael. I'm playing Montel, the Warlock Rogue.
I'm Seth. I'm playing Kieran, the Lightfoot Halfling Ranger Fighter.
And I am Derek. I am playing Sorndrin, the Drow Elf Cleric.
And I am Southern D&D, aka Kenneth, and I am the Dungeon Master of this game and the creator and teller of the world in which we play. So with that, we now come back into the game, rolling the time back again an hour and a half or so. Moving, before he hurts himself any further, moving up now back to the home estate of the Natural Ones, where we see Grim out at a large block with what looks to be freshly purified strips of dragon meat, chopping it in. Severin, curled like kind of like just sitting nearby, waiting for you to like occasionally drop a piece of meat, so his head can reach out and snap it up. Here we go again. No.
Just spare the dying. Let them rest.
All right. So what are the three of you doing?
Purifying all this meat, as far as I know.
Okay.
All I've been doing this
while you've
entire
been feeding real coffee.
I've got like 3 more pots already made.
Pedro, you feel mighty peppy.
And
And-
I'm half dead. I need it.
That's fair.
You went from half dead to like a quarter dead.
Friend is only mostly dead.
And around like, I don't know, the 2nd and a half pot of coffee,
Okay.
I'm going to go to my room and I'm going to start casting a ritual.
Okay. Montel, as you finish the pot of coffee, you head to your room. Moving up the stairs. Roll me a wisdom check.
Why is it always wisdom? I'm not good at wisdom. Wisdom does not like me. Wisdom does not like me. An 8.
Okay, you're good. You start making your way up the stairs, passing by an open window of your tower. For a moment, as you kind of glance out of the corner of the eye, you swear it looks like your window is facing this dark, deep hellscape of shadows and writhing fields of suns. You kind of start to look and realize it's just this, you're facing a large tree out toward the ocean. You've had an exhausting day, so it's kind of just your mind playing tricks on you. As you look back, you begin moving up, coming to the top of the stairs, you see a large shadow push into your door, into your actual room. As you rush in and opening it, there's nothing there, just the room the way you left it.
How paranoid is Montel? He did stab a mannequin. But on the other hand, he's already died once again. Whenever the shadow pushed into my room, did it actually move the door?
Roll me a perception check.
That I'm good at. Because that's still a 13.
On a 13, you did see the side of your door, not even a millimeter, but it kind of moved.
You know, interrupt Dungeons and Dragons for paranormal activity.
Oh god, it's the middle of the day. I can't do that. Dang. Do either one of y'all have true sight?
I don't know. Do you come down to the stables and ask us?
No.
The answer's no.
No, okay.
So what do you do, Montel?
I start casting my ritual.
What is your ritual?
I'm casting Find Familiar.
Find familiar.
We all get our pets. Grim has a pet.
And I
Send
know
it on
exactly
to
what I'm
pets.
trying to get.
Montel, as you kneel down to begin your ritual, a familiar coldness slowly begins to move up your spine. You hear a voice. "Hi, little friend. It is nice to see you putting the gifts I give you to good use. Are you enjoying the life that I gave back to you?"
Trying to do what I can with it. Trying to enjoy it as best as I can.
Well, I have a gift for you. Beneath the streets of this city exists a small reliquary of mine that one of my siblings thought to take. That rat believed himself to take my shrine. If you would kindly go remove his accursed symbol, you may find something of interest to you. As you've been talking, you are noticing that every shadow in this room is slowly starting to deepen. And they seem to be trying to swirl and form into something, as though something is using your consciousness, your very essence, to pull not itself, but an image into existence. Roll me it's going to be either Arcana, religion, or perception. Each will give you something.
Perception, because that's the only one I have any chance of doing something good with. 14.
14. The shadows as you're sitting here talking to it. Do that, and you may find something to extend the power of our relationship. As you say that, on the blank wall across from you, from your bed, you begin to see the outlines of wings. Strange, almost bat-like shaped wings as the shadow continues to build.
I recognize it's drawing on my consciousness, right?
Yes, like you're basically what you're seeing. You know what you're seeing is not physically there.
Mm-hmm.
That shadow is not physically there, but it's letting its presence be known through you, and so it is basically giving you the image it wants you to see.
Let's try something stupid. I let it like enter my consciousness, like open the door for it a little bit more.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Of course. 11.
11. As you fully embrace whatever this is, you feel the connection to the ritual you were starting to suddenly.
Not 11, 15.
15. Okay, that's different.
Yeah, I looked at my modifier, not my save.
Okay, that's different. So you feel the connection to that ritual. It's still there, but it's being pushed out. So as you fail that connection, been gone to that ritual, you have to restart or something. But you see the shadows now quicken in their shape. The Wheatons falling down to powerful shoulders and arms. A large figure that stands. The ceiling of this room, the room itself goes up to about 10 feet, and there's the conical shape of the actual roof itself, leading up to another 15, 20 feet. This shadow is touching the very tip of that, wrapping around. This entity, this shadow, whatever it is even in this shape, it's 20, at least 20 feet tall. You feel this coldness into your mind. You hear, good. Trust is key in any relationship. You fully embrace him, right?
I opened the door.
Okay, when you do that, give me, I have to pull some info here.
It's a scene from This Is the End with Jonah Hill.
What is Severin's passive perception?
7. 12.
12. As you're sitting there, moving through the emotions, you suddenly see, you feel Sev, and you see Sev suddenly pop his head up and glance up toward Montel's spire, and suddenly, but
That's what you fucking hate him.
I'm gonna make you roll for this. It's not aggression, it's not anger, it's fear. He's slowly backing away as he's staring up, growling, as a dog would face, as a dog face to face with something he knows bigger and badder than he is, trying to look, posturing like, I'm leaving, don't mess with me, and he's slowly moving away back toward the stable.
What is Montel getting into? Because something bad's going on.
Fuck, this Montel could be anything.
So Montel's, we come back to you.
Put down everything.
This shadowy figure. Honesty, trust are key elements to any relationship. And so, Nathaniel, I thank you for your willingness. Locate my shrine. Remove the mark of that rat. And a reward befitting a servant of mine. will be prepared to do nothing. And suddenly your mind is filled with images of fire, of bone, of darkness, of death, of hell. And that is the least that will happen to you. And you feel that shadow is pulled away.
Quick, guys, play his favorite song. We'll knock him out of it. Let's see Stranger Things.
Come on, Sam, let's go kill Montel.
Don't tempt him with
And
that.
as the two of you go to rush with Seb, he suddenly just stops, and you see his posturing kind of calm, just still staring up at the room where Montel was, where Montel currently is. Forgive me.
Montel might be dead. Let's go find his body.
Oh, damn it.
You can make a steak out of that.
So with that, the two of you quickly move.
Why am?
The two of you move into the house and up the stairs to Montel's room. The door leading into his room is closed and locked. Both of you roll me perception checks.
Oh, sure, no.
16.
16.
The answer is 3.
The door is door.
Yes, his door is made of door.
Finreal, as you were kind of, moving up to the landing where the door to his room is,
I have that one.
Yeah.
for a moment, you're not, it's one of those you're not 100% sure, but it stood out just enough to your ranger senses.
Within mind.
A shadow moved against the light. And as you kind of look back to where it was, there was nothing there on your second look. It was just, it was a split-second thing that literally had you. It's one of those that you're not really 100%, but you swear you just saw a shadow move into the light.
Not even really seeing anything that's going on here. Grim goes, oh yeah. Lockpick dagger figure.
Oh God, that thing!
Doesn't even knock first.
Make your lockpick check, Grim. It's a strength check.
You know, find Montel in a very precarious position.
Fuck. I wish it was athletics. It'd be better.
It's broken.
But it's actually a 16, so it's actually not that bad.
All right. You go. He's just like, there's nothing to this. Bang! And you feel every tumbler inside this lock shatter as you just broke the mechanism, but the door's unlocked.
Come here, Montel.
So, Montel. Knock.
There's no sock
How
on the door.
when they walk in? This has been approximately a few, maybe 2 minutes at most when you felt that presence rip out of you. How do they find Montel? What is he doing when they step in?
How far away is the shrine?
From the image you saw, you know it is beneath it's somewhere in the Boneyard district.
Okay.
You get a sense that you would gather more when you got there.
How far away is that?
The Boneyard district is where you are. It's directly down. So maybe at most a quarter of a mile away, if that.
Elephant graveyard.
Cool. Is it within 500 feet?
Brains are still.
Because I don't know quarter of a mile.
Okay. Yes, if you were to look out through, you can see the very edge of the border, the barrier stone wall. That is where the wards end and the divine district begins.
Perfect. They don't find me there. I've dimension doored to where I need to be going.
So you guys open the door to an empty room.
Montel jumping out the window.
Montel, what the fuck? Again!
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the old Mass Effect game Dangus.
Which does still leave me within range of the rings.
That is.
So,
But, Montel,
yes,
where'd you go?
to see a grave.
What for?
I'll find out when I get there.
Montel, you do know that at this range that you could basically take the conscious choice to move far enough that you would break the connection.
I know.
Okay.
I'm just not. They haven't asked anything where I feel the need to yet.
Sorndrin. Sorndrin.
We can't hear you.
Oh.
You're muted. Oh.
No.
Oh,
the
hang
thing
on,
turned
hang
off.
on, hang on.
Hold on.
Bluetooth, goddamn.
We muted him on accident, people.
Yeah, accident.
And I have a Capri Sun of
All
water.
right. Will it connect
Might have
automatically? Or?
to, yeah, my computer will connect automatically, may have to leave the call and rejoin.
Okay. So.
I'm
I'm
Sorndrin,
gonna
and I
let
would
you.
like to rage.
Hit the escape button.
Okay. Escape button.
Escape button. And then hit the hang up button.
Okay.
So sorry to see you go.
Yes.
Sorndrin.
Sorndrin, I'm very sorry, but I'm going to do something I always want to do with you. I'm going to hang up on you.
Sorry, folks. Technical difficulties.
All right.
And then
Now
just,
we.
just hit general.
Oh, general. Okay.
General.
General. Well, there's no general. I believe.
Well, he's right here and here, so we can
Yeah,
just.
hit that one. Whatever that voice call is.
Camera.
Hit the name of the channel. That.
Okay.
And
on,
we're
on
back.
the bottom left.
There
hit
he
the
is.
camera button.
Okay. On the bottom left, hit the camera button.
Underneath.
There
Yeah.
we go. Say something. Speak to us.
Nope.
Hang on.
Okay, I'm coming.
This monkey's in a glass bottle.
Well, hey.
Technical difficulties, folks. Please stay with us.
So, unbeknownst to everyone, I took silence as my spell, and it's working. Classic Sorndrin.
Thank you again for joining us this evening. We're in some technical difficulties. Hopefully, we'll be back next week.
Box.
It did not auto-connect this.
Oh,
That was
okay.
the problem. It did earlier. Can you press the pair button?
Yes, I'll press the pair button.
There's a pair button.
I like pears.
And
Pears
I'm
are
not
I
gonna-
asked you.
A pair of what?
Huh?
Pear jam. It's great.
It's Pearl
Pear
Jam.
jams.
Pearl Jam.
Even flow.
Yeah, so for those watching on TikTok and YouTube, please, like I have, we have the Discord up and running. I've got a YouTube account. If you please go there, subscribe, like, and comment on the videos. I've got a Twitter. I've got Instagram. All these great, wonderful things. The Twitch is there. Whoop, there he is.
Right next to your ear.
The Twitch is coming. It's just going to take a while to get all that set up. But eventually, we will be on all streaming platforms we can.
You may have to-
Speak to us, Sorndrin.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
I thought you were just gonna be like, okay, I'm just gonna be totally quiet like I told Jick.
Okay. So, Sorndrin, I want you to roll me a religion check.
Find where I put my dice. Right?
That's a one.
One.
I think
That's
that
a
one.
one.
Okay.
I can read that for shit. You
Cool.
guys are amazing.
With that, then we cut back to Montel.
We looked at the shame on his face. Is what happened.
So,
But
anyway, back to
our-
the conversation.
Well,
Oh,
since Finnigan and I are technically that direct, do we hear Montel saying this stuff?
Not yet. You guys would just now be in the library and all that going on. This is kind of happening all at the same time.
Oh, okay, okay.
You need any help, Montel?
I should be fine.
You sure? Because there was apparently like what
There
happened
was
with
something
Sam.
in your room.
That's
Something-
what happens when you live in the attic.
Something
Things
pretty,
get in.
something pretty fucking creepy, enough to creep out a Drake. Apparently,
There was
Are
something
you sure that
inside.
Drake just didn't like me?
he never liked you, but he wasn't
No,
ever
he
afraid
liked
of you.
me, and then I gave him coffee.
He liked you and then you attacked me.
That as well.
No,
I'm
no.
sticking with the
There
coffee.
was something
He didn't
in the
like you,
hallway.
but he was never afraid of you. He was scared.
At that, y'all lose connection with me.
All right.
Wait, what the fuck?
It's just like a wall. You don't make a connection.
Jacob,
So,
we know where he's
Montel.
going though.
We do.
What is it?
They know where I'm going.
He's-
I'm going to a grave.
Let's go. Let's go to the graveyard.
All right. So, Montel, it's getting around 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon at this point. A few people still out and about. As you step into the Divine District, several priests and acolytes kind of acknowledge you usually when you pass. You do see the large metal gates into what's known as the Boneyard, or the Bone District. The large graveyard of Port Blaven. So you step into it. As you step into it,
You meet 3 hyenas.
on a natural 20, as you step into it, your senses, your sight suddenly seems to tunnel. But it's not a dark tube. At the very edge, you see fire kind of licking and lapping into your field of vision. And you hear the familiar voice, effective and quick. Good, my little friend. Search for my marker. I will lead you to the shrine. Your gift will illuminate it for you. Roll me an investigation check with advantage.
I think that's 16. Investigation. Nope, that's 14.
14. As you were kind of moving, it's just going to take you time with that. Enough time that Grim and Finrail, you will actually have reached into the Divine District by this point. Where the two like to go?
Sarah's looking for a grave.
I
Just
know
you,
where
maybe,
the graveyard that Sorndrin took me to. That's the only one I know about.
I guess might as well look there. First guess smells any.
All right. So with that, the two of you, so are you, because there are people in and around in this graveyard right now.
Mm-hmm.
Are you letting yourself be seen? Are you trying to be more careful? What are you doing?
Social stealth, kind of just, even though I have the pink hair, I've got my hood up, I'm just blending in with the crowd and just walking with the crowd.
Roll me, because you're not trying to like actively hide. It's a little bit easier for DC. Roll me a stealth check.
Oh, my dear Reginald.
Question, can I take a 10?
Sure, let's take 10.
17.
17. You know, you understand in society how not to be seen. So on a 17, as you're just kind of moving, need both of you to roll me perception checks. Both of you step into the graveyard.
Okay, that's actually not
10.
bad. Perception. I actually got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So on that Grim, you actively searching and you're looking around. Couple of things, like you notice people standing and talking to each other. There is a cloaked figure, their hood up, slowly moving through the stacks, just kind of stopping at various points, moving nonchalantly. You see a few other people kind of nod, it stops occasionally, and they interact, it keeps moving on. Nothing standing out to you, you don't get any sense of, hey, that's Montel. On a dirty 20, you do see that this one figure in the hood up and the cloak is kind of moving on a dirty 20. They are moving with purpose as they move deeper into the boneyard.
Hey, that might be him. Come on.
All right.
Okay. Montel,
Long stride.
as you're moving in deeper into the graveyards, into the boneyard, your vision is glancing across, and suddenly, as you look, you see a large mausoleum that looks to be of flame and black fire. In the center of it, you see a statue of a human man, his hand outstretched, as if in an inspirational gesture. You see around it the large, kind of like Grecian-style columns holding up the roof, large beds of plants and different things. As you approach and look at this neighborhood, you know this to be Althir Blaven, the man who founded who basically during the Dark Empire's broke the chip, led the rebellion of Port Laven, and the city was named in his honor. As you were just standing looking there, you hear almost as if a figure has approached right behind you. You hear a whisper of, the rat has made his own mark on his head. Damned coterie, use it.
So where am I going now?
When you look at the hand that's kind of like on the holding the sword at the side, you do see the mark of the coterie. But on your eyes, underneath that mark, you see a mark much, much older. A rune that, do you know Abyssal?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Because I took Abyssal.
Yes. That rune is dug not into the very stone, but into the very essence of this statue. Is the mark that just reads open. Now layered on it, the mark of the coterie is kind of usurping that effect. But the initial way into the statue was done through this rune. And again, to you, just looks to be a flame with like black fire.
So where do I go now?
Touch the rune.
And I did. I'm following.
All right, so when you touch the rune, just the two of you kind of roll me either athletics or acrobatics, kind of see how quickly you're moving.
Been real.
Pass without trace.
Ah, okay.
We're gonna be.
Oh, you're gonna be stealthy. Okay, all right. That's the case. Roll stealth then. Adding 10 to the roll.
Nice. It's gonna be 26 for me.
27.
27. All right. On that, I'm gonna say to both of you, like moving through the larger, like they're like hedges and different roads and such. You actually, as you step out, you just in time to see the statue slow. From where you're standing, it's very negligible, but you do see the statue shift just enough, and Montel kind of descend down into it. And as soon as his head passes out of view, that statue kind of shifts back in place. Montel, you're currently on a stone spiral staircase leading down deeper into the earth.
I go down.
Okay. So we'll get to what you do in a moment. What do you to do when you see that stone slowly slide back into place?
Go see if we can either get there in time.
Either get there in
or-
time to
Okay, in that case, let's go again. Athletics or acrobatics, just to rush to. It's about maybe 30, 40 feet from where you are.
Come on.
No.
Woo! 27.
7. Grim, you like almost like a sense of rage. You just push yourself, leaving Finnigan behind you as you dive forward. As you beat the 25, I'll say that you will get there just as it's starting to slide. So roll me a strength check to basically to catch it.
All right. Oh boy. That ain't bad. So it's a strength check, not a save. So it's going to be 21.
You're still big.
No, this is
No, I'm not.
No, this happened.
Okay.
Yeah, that
That
happened.
wore off.
That wore off about an hour and a half ago.
That
Yeah,
wore
because
off in the
remember, it
middle
started.
of
He
y'all.
drank it around like 9:30, almost 10 o'clock. This is
Yeah.
now approaching a little after 1.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's been.
Big bastard sneaking around.
Just like picked up trees.
No one.
We've had that happen before,
All right. So what was your roll?
21.
21. 20 was the DC. You leap in. That's what you basically stick your large half-orc hand right down in your arm. Roll me a con saving throw.
Con save.
Wait for me, I have to read this.
19.
19. Beautiful. The save alone was a 20, so 19 plus your modifiers. Was it total?
It was total 19.
Total 19. Okay, so Grim, as you, it's that same arm from before. You're able to stop it, but you feel like you feel your bone break. So you stopped it, and it's not going anywhere, but it's.
It's probably that.
Do I
it's probably
hear
that
this?
nasty one where the bone like sticks out of the skin.
The roll was high enough that you did kind of on your stealth check you made, you were able to, like you didn't yell out. So no, you did not hear. You really wouldn't know about like the noise of the closing or not. You do know that it's enough. It is shut far enough that no light is coming down.
Okay. No, I was mostly asking to see if he would have made noise.
Yeah, no, on the roll and the stealth check, he did not. So, Montel, as you are descending, as Fenrio just runs up to see like Grip slapping his arm. Montel, at the base of this spiral staircase, there is a. For those that can't see, Beck currently has their arm in a sling, so it's kind of funny. There is the base of the spiral staircase. There is another door, and again in your eyes, because I'm just a complete ripoff of Famous Works, you see, abandon your hope before you enter here. It's just sort of blazing in red and black fire along the upper edge of the door. And you get a sense that had you not had this gift of the abyss, this abyssal sight, you would not see this.
So a normal Tuesday as I continue in.
As you reach for the door, almost as if it senses and welcomes you, the door opens. You step into a room roughly the size of the room we're in currently. Old, looks like urns and large pots laid disturbed and broken. At the very far edge, there is a small stone dais with several black candles on it, it's currently all out. And in a mosaic, kind of like in a door frame, a mosaic of a symbol. I'll show you what the symbol looks like if you want me to see. That's not. This symbol here. You recognize this as the symbol of he who says Skevix. Behind that lies the true master of this shrine. Tear it down.
I need to see if the spell I'm thinking of is a warlock spell or not.
Okay. While you're looking at that, we cut now to Grim and Finrio. Like, get it off. So Grim, between the two, Grim, make me a strength roll with advantage because Finn's there to help you.
Yeah.
I just have a positive
18.
and athletic.
18. All right. With that, between the two of you, you're able to push just enough that you actually feel the mechanism disengage. You're able to push that statue back far enough to pull your arm out. You release your grip. The statue does not move. But yeah, it's like I said, you can see that edge of that bone starting to kind of press against the skin.
Go on.
Grab a couple of. Is arrows enough to make a split? I don't
You
know.
can
We'll make a
3
quick
points
split.
of damage by the 3 points of force damage. By the way.
Okay.
To roll me a medicine check.
Six.
It's the scene in Beauty and the Beast comes to mind, where she's applying the iodine to the cut, and he keeps roar. Grim, that's the scene. Thank you very much. It's very helpful. Unfortunately, should you need to make an attack in this state, the attack would have disadvantage. But there is a small rough splint wrapped around your arm.
Keep going.
Okay.
Keep quiet. Don't push my arm.
So, both of you need to roll me stealth checks again, please.
Okay.
Like add plus 10 for
31.
31.
It's only going to be 22 for me.
Okay. Montel, so we cut now back to you. What are you doing?
Shadow.
Okay. As you step up to the kind of raised dais, literally as you step onto it, the various black candles at each step coming alight with red fire. Before you step on the dais proper and all the candles around you, you feel power surge through you as you just and you throw your hands out. There's a loud the two of you hear this easily as it sounds like an explosion and just echoing through this entire the staircase looking downward. Montel, as the mosaic that contained that Mark Skevitz just is cast to stone and is tumbles aside, behind it is a piece that looks to be pure black obsidian, and carved into it in what looks to be almost this blood red stone is another symbol, a symbol of carved horns leading down to a large V shape with a tapered point at the top of it. And you hear, take your gift, my friend. As you reach out to touch it, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
As you die again.
You don't know.
Constitution saving throw, that will be a 17.
17. Montel, pain grips your entire body as you watch in horror as the very skin on your arm separates, begins to flay off of it. You see muscles and tendon unwind from your bones, and you begin to like your face contorts as you try to scream in horror and pain, but it's just so much suddenly you feel your chest, like the very bone, and you're like something is on fire as more flesh seems to just rip out, as layer upon layer of skin, of muscle, of flesh, of sinew suddenly begins to flow in front of you. Fire then erupts along your arm, burning, searing. But as you watch, not charcoal, not burnt flesh, but new flesh. New flesh being layered, new muscle, new bone, new sinew along your arms and fingers as this molding flesh in front of you begins to swirl and move and form. Thin skin hardening to a leather consistency. The sinew and muscle forming into like papyrus-like pages until, as the horror finally ends, as Grim and Finriel hit the door where you've reached the door, Montel, you collapse down in a sensation as you look up, and there, bathed in hellfire, is a tome made from your own skin, bearing the mark of that obsidian stone on its pages. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
So, Rikara, as I was saying, I'm just happy to be back amongst
15.
15. With that,
I know.
you lose no hit points, but as you reach up and as you reach out for the book, you just kind of, you collapse forward. You hear a voice, "Well done, my good and faithful servant."
They got dark. They got dark.
Grim and Finriel, the two of you have reached a black wooden door at the base of this spiral staircase. It stands open, almost as if you reach for it. You feel the door slowly, like as if a draft has hit it, and the door opens. Inside, you see an old, looks to be like an old mausoleum or crypt, and there, laying on the floor, is Montel. Looks like he looks like he just fell unconscious. Both your own perception checks.
Put him out of his misery.
Nat 20.
Now 20, beautiful.
19.
19.
So 26.
Okay. Grim, you see, as you look at these like bits of stone and masonry everywhere, it looks like this is somebody's old family crypt that he for some reason has come down. You see, look up like bits of the wall and ceilings have fallen in. Finriel, as you stepped in for a moment, for a split second, you didn't see an old underground crypt with coffins and broken urns and the different censers and stuff. For a moment, you saw a shrine. You saw black candles alight with a red fire. You saw Montel laying there, a book, burnt skin clutched in his grasp, and a black obsidian stone set into a wall with a deep blood red rune carved into it. But it's almost like your mind couldn't accept what it saw. And so as soon as, like, it was a moment, you were now seeing this, a underground family crypt. Montel laying there, looking very peaceful, appears to have tripped over something, fallen unconscious, and coffins and urns and censers everywhere.
Deep sigh. The Montel sigh.
Yeah.
Grim, I need you to pick him up. Well, first we need to check on him to make sure he's alive.
He is. He's alive and breathing.
Well,
You do see a bit of blood here on his forehead. Looks like he may have been looking for something and tripped and just kind of knocked himself unconscious. He staggered in. You know, clumsy old Montel. No one
Check
ever
who has a pulse.
Bleeds.
Grim, can you carry him with one arm?
He's what, 100 pounds soaking wet?
You literally reach underneath, kind of pull the little fireman's carry over you. Yeah.
Be gentle. He's giving us money later.
Finreal, if you would roll me one more perception check.
25.
DC was 25. As you go to leave, for some reason, you don't know why, but you just kind of shiver. It's the shiver you felt hiding in the Alden forest on Ilthalas when you were being hunted before as a new ranger, before you really knew what you were doing. When you and your other rangers would have to, some massive creature you couldn't handle but was stalking you. That fear as a predator has just moved past you and decided you were not worth its time. That is the shiver that goes down your spine as you look back into this empty family crypt before leaving.
Double time. Let's go.
What is this, a crypt?
No time. Let's go.
Okay.
All right.
I have my bow in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that, the two of you, with carrying Montel, as you leave up out of the.
How do you open this fucking door?
Actually, no, it's still outside.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the.
No, that's it. No, yeah, the statue's still open.
We're zombies. Let us out.
You actually, as you step out, you see several city guards. They're going, "Oi, what were the three of you doing down there?"
Sleepwalking.
Investigating.
I'm investigating.
Investigating this
You-
one.
Sleepwalking.
Was there some steps down? Oh, I didn't know there were steps beneath that statue.
Yeah, apparently it leads to some crypt or whatnot.
Oh. We'll look into it. If we have any questions, where can we find? Who are you?
I'm Jim. He's
Finnegan?
Finn. This is Montel. This is Montel.
You can speak to. Oh no, what is his name?
Hemlock.
Hemlock.
Oh, you know it. We'll speak to the we'll speak to the north. I'm sorry. We'll speak to the city marshal. Yes.
Okay.
If you know him. But look, we have to look. Around. We got some more. There's a bunch of creepy people looking around. Just don't go poking into places you're not wanted. Okay. Just
Creepy.
look for if something happened, if you'd fallen down there and just go on. Go about you. But just be careful. Thank you.
You encounter the two guards from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Literally, yeah.
So it shapes because Finreal is a professional, but he can't full rank here. But he knows, and he won't just fall downstairs. But he's not going to say anything.
Gotcha. So with that, the two of you leave out carrying an unconscious Montel. Montel, you dream of the book. You see it as clear as a bell, as clear as it was when it was formed there. You know that should you ever need it, all you have to do is call it to you. That book was bound by your bone, by your flesh, by your soul. It is a part of you, and a part of this pact that was made to bring you back. Roll me either wisdom, religion, perception, or roll me whatever Montel would use to magically discern something through this deal. What do you think that would be?
Charisma of some
Okay.
sort.
Roll a charisma check.
Listen, if you're staying up all night, you may need some coffee.
15.
On 15, you finally have a name to put to this shadow, this figure of bone and flame. The name you hear, the name that resonates in your mind is Athmanox. Athmunox. Athmanox.
ATH.
Munox.
NOX.
Athmanox. So, with that, where do you two go? Where are you taking Montel to?
Home.
Home.
Going home.
Home.
You broke his back.
Sorndrin and
I told you
Finnigan. Where are the two of you?
So why did they put it in a graveyard?
Well, I mean, it's the last place anybody's gonna look. Let's be honest. It's the last place anybody's gonna look for anything like that.
Okay.
Are we there yet?
Where are you heading to the boneyard?
Yeah, we're going to the grave.
So as you actually enter through the barrier wall into the city gate into the boneyard, you see Grim, his arm splinted.
If I see them first, we're gonna hide.
Okay.
Everybody roll perception.
All right. So Finnigan and Sorndrin roll perception. You two roll stealth. You still have yourself pass out trace.
Still have to pass it out trace.
It's a predator and oh no.
Wait. It's gonna be a strength check.
Yeah.
What?
No, they want to roll something.
We're arm wrestling.
Okay.
I got
That's
25.
a good
25,
20.
20. Finnigan,
14.
14. Sorndrin,
So that was what,
26.
and you said 25 was the highest,
Roll.
right?
Yeah.
You're what?
What's 100?
I said roll 15, so that's 26.
Okay. Sorndrin, you just barely, and I mean barely, notice as Grim is. But yeah, that's what it is. Finrio, you see them coming, and you step in, like you kind of step to cover. But you're like, shit, you reach and have to help pull Grim over. And that's when as you see the very edge of a familiar dark-skinned half-orc, like something like being pulled into a nearby like edge.
Man, they just. I figured they'd keep it to that.
Nasty.
I mean, look, we each find our own path to God in some way, folks.
Yeah.
All right.
You're going robotic.
So, Sorndrin, do you alert him or anything? Or you just keep going.
It's like the end of a movie.
Hey, hang on, you're lagging. Say again. A little bit.
Sorndrin brought to you by Jay-Z.
Who wanted to the cleric?
It wasn't the bard.
He don't exist.
One more time,
That's the
Sorndrin.
point.
What you doing?
Oh.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, there we go.
Kind of a graveyard, thinking of them doing another graveyard, but keep going because I know where we're headed, and I don't have any assumption they would be doing anything down here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So that the two of you rush into the boneyard. As Sorndrin leads you there, where you see two city guards standing there having a conversation, as one's kind of like pointing down to like the base of the mausoleum. And as you get there, you both notice that statue is Sorndrin. You notice the statue is moved from where it normally like sits, closing the staircase. There's two of you. There's the two of you. Go ahead.
Again.
That's more
I
like
didn't
Daft
catch
Punk.
any of what he said.
Yeah, one more time, man.
That's not good. We need to see what's going on down there.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
So as the two of you walk up the guard, hold up, sorry, this area is off limits. It is. We can't have you folk. I'm sorry, this area is off limits. Apparently we've uncovered an old crypt that we have to make sure who it belongs to. It's not on any record that we know of. So yes, we can't have anyone just walking around here, please. If you just have to, you have to go. We're very sorry.
You found an old crypt.
Yes, as you look here, as he points to a hole in the ground to this part. It was underneath the statue of Sir Blaven here. We did not know it was there. It's very weird. It was a
An orc and a twink.
roll a three for the first check. It was a couple of people walking up out of there. We walked up, so we sent them on their way to make sure nobody got hurt. They on a 3, yes, you are. So if we'd have to ask you to stand back, please. We've sent a runner. Somebody's bringing some acolytes and one of the clerics to come and see what's going on down here.
That's why I'm here. I'm the cleric that you sent for.
Deception, sir. That's a natural 1. Don't roll deception. I'm not lying. This is not the actual. That is a natural 1.
Yeah.
I'm Mulder. This is Scully. You're some from the bureau.
Just imagine all this thing is now is like a scene from Supernatural.
I'm Detective Beyonce.
He goes, oh, you two got here right quickly then, didn't you? Well, we'll let you two take over. Then we have to be gone. We were just about to take our break, right? Yeah, I heard there was free drinks at the Griot. Come on, man, let's go.
See, I love these guys. I hope they live happy lives together.
All right.
Because I ship them as well.
So as the city guards, Abbott and Costello leave you two alone.
You never take me out to eat anymore. Don't start this again.
So Sorndrin and Finnigan, the two of you being left alone now at the old
Thank you, Stan.
the old kind of statue of Sir Blaven. What are the two of you doing?
I'm immediately going down.
Okay.
I'll go down. Is there a way to close it?
Not that you can. As you step in, you see that there is a mechanism, but it looks like enough force was put that some of the old like wooden and metal gears, like the actual wooden part of the gear, was snapped. So now it can be like hand maneuvered and opened, but the actual mechanism itself, the automatic mechanism, cannot be used anymore.
Do we want to close this so nobody else comes down?
I feel like we've got bigger problems than someone else coming down here behind us right now.
Okay.
So as the two of you move down the spiral staircase, you come to the door again, Sorndrin. Finnigan, through the eyes, you see it's almost like this entire door is just behind. It's like it's a mirage. It's just it's like heat waves permeating off this thing. So Sorndrin, as you reach, you reach the door to open it. It pushes open into something you didn't see the last time you were here. It looks to be just a generic family crypt, couple of coffins off to the sides, large urns and censers, and what looks to be just a small little raised area where a few little white tallow candles are, old and melted. Has not been any lighting applied to them in looks to be years. You see a bit of the crumbled stone masonry work from the ceiling has fallen in. To your eyes, it just looks like an old family crypt, and this is not what was here when you last came down those steps.
And I'm aware of that, so I've got a question for you,
Okay.
DM.
Okay.
We up last session.
Okay.
Would we have our spells?
Yes, you have basically I want to say that the time that you were walking to your home, sitting around with the dragon, that was enough of a time that you did take a long rest.
And I'm just gonna kind of rub my temples. This is not what was here, and cast True Seeing on myself.
Okay. Finnigan. Have you ever taken a pair of the old 3D glasses and tried to look at one of the find the image pictures? No. Okay. Basically what happens is it's just everything it's just a cacophony of information. Okay. You can't focus on anything. Right now, that's what's happening. It's like everywhere, it's like things are like you see, it's trying to focus in and out, and it's something, the glasses are going haywire. There's too much information here to process. And like you actually feel them kind of starting to get warm, the magic that allows this kind of sight that connects to you, these glasses are being overloaded by information.
All right, I'm gonna take them off.
All right, so you remove them, you feel them cooling as the enchantment settles back down. Yeah, actually, when you do that, a little bit of steam kind of raises off of them. The large crystal lenses.
No, you're not scratching that way. God, you fool.
Sorndrin.
Yes.
Even with true seeing, you're just barely able to pierce the illusion that's here. Almost as if basically somebody took the actual room you saw and layered a black and white photo over it. That's what you see. There's enough power that this illusion is basically reality. But with your true sight and with what you know to be here, and because of where this is and who your patron is, you know that something with more power than any wizard or any spellcaster on this plane has basically reshaped this area. I want you to roll me the same question I asked Montel. Whatever you think Sorndrin would use to garner information from his patron, from his deity.
I think insight might actually be the best one here.
Okay.
So let's see. It is a 21.
Beautiful. DC was 20. So as you're kind of looking around, you're having to force yourself to focus through that haze of the illusion, which is not really an illusion because it is reality. Like this is what is here now. But as you're focusing through it, your eyes stop at the very back where last time you were here there was the mosaic of Scarix. Now it's just this large black obsidian stone made into the wall. And as you're staring at it, you look deeper, you watch almost as if a line of fire begins and it starts to trace out. And it forms this symbol of like large horns curving back over a triangular face. Across the top, a tapered point of a crown. And I am not going to make you roll. You recognize this symbol. And the moment you see it, you realize what's going on here, and you need to get out now.
Alright, so on second thought, we will destroy this later. We might want to back out not so slowly.
Sorndrin, So, Finnigan, what do you? With that information, what do you do?
Like, how quickly do we need to get out?
30 seconds ago.
I'm going to grab him and dimension door.
Beautiful.
Fireball. Gonna grab him. Fireball on us.
Give him another roll. Perfect. Okay. Finnigan, there is no resistance as you feel the magic dimension door. You step through, and the two of you are out. Sorndrin, you were standing on desecrated ground.
Yeah.
The rune you saw being drawn was something trying to exert its presence because it knew someone had seen through its charade. Again, the name you know, Athmanox, comes to your mind. Athmanox was the usurper god of death. Whereas Mormonkar is the god of death and rebirth, the semblance of the peaceful transition from life into the afterlife. Athmanox is that sense of death where it does not matter if it is your time or not. Before me, all are doomed. He is the great devourer. Roll me a religion, either religion or history check.
I'm gonna fight this guy.
We're gonna go religion.
Okay.
Your bladder's going to explode.
Is
I'm fighting.
22.
22.
You won't be.
I used to drink these in 30 minutes.
You know that clerics and paladins of Mormonkar, wherever even the rumor of a cult of Athmanox exists, they have to take it serious. It's just the potential is that great. You actually were part of a task force early on in your priesthood, in your clerichood, where you dealt with a small cult not far from Port Bladen, about a 4 or 5 day travel. And they had actually drawn or created a rough statue of the creature of the now demon prince, the usurper god Athmanox. And it's of a great dragon with horns of bone, large bat-like leathery wings. It's sort of a demonic dragon entity.
So, Finnigan, how close to the entrance did you pop us?
Probably right up top.
Okay. So I'm gonna get you to help me push the statue back in place.
Okay.
Strength check with advantage between the two of you.
Both of us.
Yeah. Or whoever wants to make the roll, yeah.
That's 17.
Yeah, with that, you're able to slide the statue back in place.
And then I'm going to stone shape to seal this.
Gotcha. Not going to make you roll anything for it. With that, you literally mold the marble back up and around, forever sealing off this area. As you finish, you hear somebody approaching. You turn to see several minor clerics and acolytes of the temple here approaching us. Excuse me, we were told there was a hole, a crypt had been opened that they want us to look at. Do either of you know anything about that?
Not a clue. We were just heading back to the.
We're
Isn't it
from out
like
of
the
town.
hero-
Just wanted to come by and see the statue of the.
Both. Okay,
namesake.
either one or both of you. Okay, well, both of you can make a deception check, or one can make a deception check with advantage.
What's your charisma?
Probably worse than yours.
-1.
All right, I guess I'm making a deception roll. With deception. Oh God, thank. You said advantage, right?
Yep.
Oh God, I can re-roll that because I'm a halfling. Oh my God, it's another one. I'm gonna burn inspiration. No, I'm not. Why the fuck do I give a shit about these people? Yeah, I'm just gonna say that. I don't give a fuck.
What did you roll?
A 2 for a total of a 3. A nat 1, and then another nat 1.
Well,
Yeah. So total is a 3.
You see them look around because they rolled a total of 5 for their roll.
just grabs one dimension doors
All right.
away again.
So you see the acolytes goes, look, you two, graveyards are no place to be doing any funny business, all right? It's a fucking place where people rest in the afterlife. Just come here, just want to run around and just leave. You two leave now. If I see you in this area again, I'm going to call the guards on you.
Okay.
Sorndrin, what do you do?
Kind of looking at him, kind of turning my head. This is where I work.
Well, what do you mean this is where you work? Are you a cleric of the temple?
I'm just going to hand him my holy symbol.
They recognize it. She goes, what? What's this here? Oh, Mom. I'm so sorry as he hands it back. Because we didn't. Cleric of Mormon. What's a cleric of Mormon? I don't know. He's, Derek, when a cleric of Mormon card visits a graveyard, usually there is it's to bless it. There is a bit of pageantry that goes on because you are literally a voice for the god of death. And so while not like any sort of regal bearing, they do know that in the aspect of the boneyard, you hold sway right now. And they're like, "Oh, is this your servant or something? So we're very very sorry. We put down the fireball, Finnigan."
I'm lucky I don't have that shit fucking prepared today.
You're right.
That's some horse shit.
If we have your leave, your honor, we'll leave you to your work. Then just please don't. We're very 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 sorry. Because also, Derek, clerics of Mormonkar have a stereotype because they deal mainly with the dead. They can almost, in a way, influence them. If you get my meaning.
He's bouncing
I have
around
a
us.
domino effect, so to speak.
Okay.
No, like domino causes bad luck to people around
Yes,
her.
yes. The fact that you deal so much with the dead, you are, death follows you kind of thing. Which, strange enough, that seems to be the case with this party as well. We're very, very sorry, sir. Just we'll leave you to your. They just kind of quickly begin to leave.
You didn't say anything.
Of course, we didn't see anything. They're quick to leave the boneyard.
There's some benefits to this. Now, we need to figure out who was down there. And I have an idea. Because someone had a conversation with me. Don't you get out of camera range?
So, this has taken about 10-15 minutes for all this to happen, the two of you. While this is going on, as soon as they walk past Finn, what are you and Grim doing?
Double time.
All right. You see the large red panda move past, heading back to your own. So,
Tell Grim double time. Grim just picks you up.
we cut now to the Grey Oak Tavern, where Kieran and Ricard, we roll back about an hour, again about 30, 45 minutes at this point, to where Kieran has drugged Haggerty into the large, dart hall that he's made. Here, look, I don't play darts allowed. Please, look, you two enjoy yourselves, all right?
Fine. And then 3 hours.
All right.
Come on, just one game.
Oh, all right, then fine. One game of darts.
All right. I pick up 3 darts and I throw them all at the same time.
Make a roll.
Shit. What gets added to that? My proficiency?
This certainly is a ranged attack, so yeah.
Am I +2?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's gonna be 31.
Shit. So on that, literally, it's all 3 just like land right inside the bullseye. Just.
And I just turn to a random person and just wink at them.
Haggard,
It doesn't matter who it is.
Haggerty's like, the fuck am I supposed to beat that?
Liam's over there like,
Come on, Liam! Fucker.
what are you winking at me for?
Fucker, come on. Wanna play?
And he just falls off the stool.
So Haggerty's like, Kieran, I think you won this round. That I can't beat that at all, Lizzie.
All right.
But I'll give it a shot as he goes.
That's what you're here for. Come on, it's fun.
I can't
That's
beat that
illegal.
either. No.
Not with that attitude.
Of course not.
Yeah, he just it lands all way off to the side of the bull.
No.
Listen, let's go talk to your dragonborn.
Yeah, I'll go grab some food and go up to the house.
Okay. I'll just accompany you. As a swine, I'll carry the food. We'll just.
So where's Donnie at this point? By the way, that where's Donnie and Ren?
What the fuck is
Oh,
going
Red will hang around, around my shoulder.
You see, like as you're looking, you see a little the head pop up out of the sea.
I assume he could have his own adventures.
I got so we do one shot. It's Donnybrook, it's Ren, it's Hootie, it's Severin, and
And it'll be whatever I get.
we just do all the familiars.
The petrol one.
But nobody can play their own familiar.
That's it. You can't play your own familiar. Okay. What? So
I call Finnigan.
say again, Sorndrin.
All randomly.
Rock. Pet rock.
Pet Rock. But in the end, the Pet Rock saved the world.
Of course.
The pet rock, by the way, is
Alright, so-
already MVP.
As the two of you make your way up to their room, you knock on the door. You hear a timid voice. Come in.
Just open the door.
You open the door. By the way, the voice was you heard it draconic. So you can, as you open the door, you see that the twins are there, as is the white dragonborn, the young black dragonborn, Yorox. He is not there currently. The young white dragonborn female currently appears to be asleep on one of the small beds. The two twins appear like rolling, or kind of just throwing a ball back and forth at each other. As they do, the two of them kind of look in the eyes, going wide at you. And do you speak draconic, Kieran?
Oh, not even a little.
So
I may know like 1 or 2 words.
you also
I can
draconic.
say hello. I can say where's the bathroom, and I can say purple, purple, yellow, purple. In that order.
All right.
I'll take the food from Kieran and put it on the table. And
You watch the two of them kind of look over. Thank you. They climb up on the seats and start eating.
where's
York's.
where's Europe's?
Oh, he's down in the cellar. Haggerty said he thought he saw a couple of rats down there, so he went down to take care of them. He's a great warrior, Yorox. He's training to be a great warrior. Yes.
He's gonna be level 1 soon.
Oh.
Kill enough rats.
I wanted to
He's going through the
talk
tutorial.
to you both, and well, I guess I'll wait till everybody's here. Do you wish to stay here in Fort Blaven or head back home?
Well, all we have back in Krylot is the orphanage. We really don't have a home there.
Well, I can pull some strings and get you a little bit more than just an orphanage if you want to head back.
The one you've been talking to, the female, is the female red dragonborn, the young child. It's her brother. He's like sitting there like mouthful of food. He goes, "Are we going to live with the gem dragons?"
Possibly.
I'd like to today, son. You hear her you hear it, Rick, not with your mouth full. I'm sorry, Rhea. She finishes eating. She goes, we knew there was one of the people who worked in the orphanage. He was an amethyst dragon. You see the young dragon, the boy Rick is his name. He swallows and goes, it was very nice to us, he was. Rhea goes, yes, he was. He was the one that gave us those sweet tarts. Yes, he did. And you see her go, and then kind of Rick goes, it made us very sleepy though. Yes, and then we woke up and we were on that boat.
Does this sound suspicious? This sounds suspicious.
Oh, very suspicious.
Yes.
Sounds like the up and up to me.
You just hear rah, rah.
Yeah.
This was in your the Jeep. I can't pronounce it. The Rabbit Town. The Rabbit Town. I believe.
1 second, let me get the name for you here real quick. I can't. You're supposed to take notes.
I do take notes. I can't spell.
What do you have it written down as?
It was in that note I passed you. It's
So you wrote down
the town of G. That's what you wrote. You wrote the town of G.
We're going G.
The G Town.
Hang on, I got
All
it
up
here.
in G-Town.
you said it was on the
It's on the
on the
coast.
coast.
Yeah.
Right?
Revolution will be televised in G-Town.
Oh, crap.
We can get it later. It's fine.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
Galathir?
Huh?
Galathir?
Galathir, that's it. Thank you,
I took
Galathir.
notes too.
Galathir, okay.
I'm glad someone did because I didn't.
On the ball.
I took notes about the children, nothing else.
Priorities. All right.
Priorities.
Okay.
Priorities.
So you. Yes, in fact, it was our last. She tells you it was the last night in Galathir. We woke up the next morning. We were on the boat heading out to sea.
Montel, staring at each other.
I'm so sorry to hear that all this has happened to you. I hope that things will be much better from here on out. With everything within my power, I'll seek it out.
You see him looking. You see him look at his sister and goes, "You don't think Damrax had something to do with us being taken, do you?" She was. Damrax was the amethyst dragonborn. I told you about the. No, he was too nice. Rick, he had nothing to do with it.
Do you remember anything else about your orphanage?
Well, the last day we were there, there was a funny man who came to see us. He stood up. We all walked out. He looked a lot sober, and he pointed to me, my brother, Gala, and Yorux, and then he said something we didn't understand in funny language, and then he left. And then that night at bedtime, the four of us, we each got a sweetie.
Can you describe this funny-looking man?
He was very tall, dark skin. You hear Rick. I'm pointing you. He's eating. She's like Rhea goes, Rick, your mouth's full again. He goes, oh, he had pointy ears. Oh, yeah, I remember he did have pointy ears. Yes.
I'll do my usual criminal sketch in minor illusion. If that helps them any.
Roll me.
You're just
Probably
slowly
insight.
becoming.
Insight?
Yeah, we can inside.
You're slowly just becoming really good at this.
I don't know what I'm
So, Sorndrin and Finnigan, after you two finish with that, were you going back to the house or the Grey Oak Tavern?
grapes.
Yes, to which one?
I vote house because I'm curious what's on this paper, and I'm going to look for someone to have a discussion with.
Okay. All right. Back to the house.
Big thing to
Back out of frame here.
I'm going to look for someone.
That's a 19 on insight.
Okay.
But as they're describing the man, can I cast Detect Thoughts on one of them to see if I can get a better...
Sure. You get a sense that while he is, Rick may be the more susceptible.
Because you so boy.
Okay. So I'll do that on him.
So, as you do that, you're talking to these children. He's actually recalling the memory of that. Standing there, you see him look over his sister, and she and the con goes, "Stand up straight, Vic." You see he stands up. You see a female copper dragon walks in with a man beside her. He can't really see, but he hears the two of them having a conversation in common. He doesn't understand it, and it's kind of muddled. But what was your total roll?
Insight?
Yeah.
19.
19? Okay. You're able to kind of pick it up as you hear, yes, she's speaking to us. We have many chromatic dragons here with us. The mines are very dangerous, and unfortunately many of these young ones have lost their family members. That is very tragic, my lady. I was wondering about to take in as wards. I came recently into a very large estate, and I know that these young ones need a lot of, as you see him just kind of, as he was approaching, a lot of love and care. And finally, he stops in front, looks at these two, twins. As you watch as he lowers himself down kind of on one knee, looks at them in the eye, and you see very elven features, very delicate features, but familiar features. You see the familiar resemblance of the Queen of Ilphilosopher's face. As he's staring very deeply at these two children, you also see just the slight hint of an amber color in his eyes. His black hair, you see a few platinum specks between them. As he goes, "I think these two for sure." And you hear the orphanage keeper goes, Of course, Mr. Zytherin, I'll make sure to any other ones." He goes, "There are many of you." And with that, you are pulled out of memory as you see the image of Zytherin now cast in your illusion. And unfortunately, folks, that's right there for the evening. It's 10 o'clock.
Carl, what the hell were you saying? I don't understand a bit of it.
We'll take lessons in the evening.
So you're gonna teach me a whole lesson instead of just telling me what you were saying?
You want to do this every time I say something?
Reread already.
Oh yeah.
The Shade Gamer, it's okay. They have my permission a lot of times with Discord and such to pass notes back and forth. We have a Discord server they use to kind of pass notes around. I know Montel had sent me a few things. As long as they're using for that kind of stuff, I trust my players. I don't think any of them are on Facebook. It's okay. I appreciate your being attentive, though. Thank you.
And also, like, 4 of us have our character sheets on our phones.
Yes, I don't have.
For the record, I definitely was on Facebook just now. But I'm also a 35-year-old man. I can go fuck
Can you read
so,
it or do I need to say that loud?
What's up? There's a.
We're plotting over here.
For the record,
Because it's the truth.
if I'm only halfway paying attention to something that I'm not
Nothing
actually there for, I
is a
can't
lie.
metagame it later. So
Fair.
Yeah.
None of that
So
is
with
lie.
that, folks.
Oh, it helps with my gaming if I can make
Not
myself
in the
aware.
graveyard.
I'm not gonna understand what they're
It wasn't
saying.
crypt,
So if
it
I'm
was
not
crypt.
paying attention to
Crypts
it,
are always
then I
in the
actually don't know what they're saying.
So, to those of you watching us on YouTube, thank you so much for joining this evening. We look forward to seeing you again next Sunday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, to those on YouTube, we say goodnight this evening. In the stream there.
We don't know that. He spent the afternoon in his room.
Perfect. And to those of you watching us on TikTok, thank you so very, very much, guys. A lot of things happened tonight. A lot of story was brought about. Some weird things, a lot of interactions. thank you so very, very much for joining us. For myself, Southern D&D, and for my natural ones, any parting words, fellas?
I'm finally being a rogue.
We should get tomorrow.
Yes, we have Fleet Street Geese coming out tomorrow.
And population, don't subtract from the population. Don't end up in jail, the hospital, or in the newspaper. If you do end up in jail, assert dominance quickly.
Remember, Reaper.com, folks, for the Meritus Axe. For $10 off your final product at purchase, use the promo code DND. Again, the letters DND. Tomorrow, the Fleet Street Geeks coming out. My Discord is up and running. I have YouTube, I have Instagram and Twitter. Please go subscribe to all these. Thank you all so very, very much. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. And with that, this is Southern D&D saying, be good to each other, and I will see all of you next time. Later.
Bye.
Turn off. There we go.